Last we left off, you visited Zero's hometown for a little bit to drop off some food picked up from Gulmid Harbor, freshly ordered, hot off the press. Uh, Heading back to Gulmid Harbor, teleporting your whole ass dragon there, you encountered a strange undead whale out in the middle of the harbor. Sort of breached the surface, floated a bit, emitting this sickly green glow before diving back into the depths. Not wanting to deal with that today, you flew up, took a nap, and then promptly skydived down to the center of the harbor, the bay, using a featherfall spell from Riley to soften the blow and you don't turn into a pink mist upon impact. Diving down to the depths, you encounter a strange, undulating mass of flesh, seemingly made up of the remains of people, or at least seemingly. It absorbed a magically summoned lion from the bag of tricks. But otherwise, it seemed fairly benign, at least from your current pokings and proddings. You encountered some salt souls, as you've identified them as, sort of ringing this fragment of green necromantic energy, just almost somewhat entranced by it. You did battle to an extent. They didn't really have a means of attacking you, as they didn't seem to swim up. Fairly quickly killing all of them, you, Riley, stuck your sword into that glowing mode of energy and it absorbed in. At which point the sort of compass function of Tepper's retort pointed towards a great ravine at the bottom of the harbor where you went down and encountered the undead whale, Undorna the Undying, narrowly dying yourselves using Bernie Starbright's Wish business card to Wish.com to will yourself to not die in that moment. Having slayed the dragon, the whale, absorbing its energy, you went back to the surface and using Polaris to take you back to the entrance of town where you walked the rest of the way. Just taking notes of things, seeing what's wrong, seeing if anything's off, seeing if the problem's been fixed. The town seems to be on guard still, as you encountered a few lookouts still on the roadside around the beach, just armed posses. Walking into town, that is where we pick up. So, as you trudge into Gulmid proper, the air is still fairly tense from the people that you do see. It's the morning. Did battle in the morning. So around this time, people are up at this point. People are getting ready to sail out into the middle of the harbor, though they seem to be in between dragging up nets and wrapping rope around. They seem to just look up and just see if anything's around. Posses begin to sort of roam the streets, likewise looking around, just armed with clubs and knives and the occasional spear or sword. What would you like to do? Where would you like to go?
Where's our next destination?
After we get things wrapped up here, I think we're gonna head back to Thane, but I just, personally, I would want to be sure that the whole, like, salt soul thing is, like, directly related to the whale in the sense that it'll go away now that the whale's gone. Does that make sense?
It'd be
Yeah, we
nice to
can-
get Golmud back on track.
Yeah.
We can double check. There's that big fleshy monster blob thing down there, so could check out that to see if it's still there.
Yeah, we may have to spend some time down there just cleaning up. If like the massive flesh and the salt souls are all just a result of the whale, maybe I don't know if we can just leave them down there.
Well, we can't really, because it'll still interfere with the salvaging.
What's the plan?
Did we get a long rest?
We got basically through the wish.
Technically, yeah. None of your magic items were replenished, but for the purposes of HP and spell slots, you'd get a long rest, yes.
Okay. Then do you all want to check it out right now?
Wait, why do I not have full HP? I must have taken damage after the wish. I don't know, maybe we should check in with, the sea spears at the very least. Let them know what's happened.
Where
Yeah,
are
we
we
can-
in time and space?
You are currently at the entrance to Gulmid Harbor around 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, we're no longer underwater though.
No.
How much time has passed since the battle?
Like, not that long, honestly. It's been like an hour, if that. Less than an hour, to be honest.
I think Jana's still a squid, an octopus, until we go do something. And then she can be an octopus on land for an hour.
If you want to, yeah. You can always leave it if you want to. But
Yeah.
if you want to be a squid on land, yeah, you can just... A giant squid, specifically. You're huge. You're like the size of a cart.
I think if we're just like chilling at like the threshold of the water though, Jana's just like chilling in octopus form.
Yeah, just dragging yourself along the road. It'll work.
You might be prey for the town folk, though.
I'd like to see them try. If you saw an octopus dragging itself along like a city road, would you really go for it?
Absolutely not.
Maybe not me, but in a fishing town, perhaps.
What was that game, like Octodad or something, where you're like
Yeah,
an
that's-
octopus pretending to be like a suburban father?
That's what I'm imagining. Trying to go like unnoticed.
Oh, hello, fellow humans.
Yeah, yeah. Chris Riley's you're walking with like a giant octopus, just in like suit pants, just walking behind you.
Nothing to see here. Okay, so did we want to go speak to the ceasefires?
Yeah,
Like,
let Halamar know anyway.
Okay. Cool. So you go down to the guild strip. As you're walking through, you sort of see as you get closer to the docks, you see a couple of those salt souls that were in the process of sort of clambering up the docks and the sort of the rock wall that separates the actual ocean from the rest of the town, just riddled with just spears. A lot of them not actual spears. Like there's just like sort of like crafted javelins of just taken from the forest, just sharpened sticks, mostly just pelted. You see like 4 or 5 corpses that have mostly made their way up onto the actual platform proper, but didn't make it too far. And they're sort of just left there. And some people are sort of avoiding it. Some people are a little bit curious, but no one's touched them thus yet. But continuing on, you do make it back to the Sea Spears Guild House. Sort of long, yeah, sort of like longhouse shaped building with the bunks and the desk. Inside, you do find the Sea Spears, all four of them. They're all seem to be getting in just various states of getting ready. You see, yeah, rope being bundled up, chains being bundled up. Yeah, you see Aurelia sort of just getting into her sort of like, yeah, almost like a wetsuit, just clinging tight to the body. You do notice that Halamar, who is currently just sat on the floor, is sort of just making what looks like just makeshift javelins or spears just out of sticks and sharpened rocks or seashells that he found. He just has about 4 or 5. He's crafting another in the process of it. As you all walk in. Back so soon.
Well, I guess it didn't really put up much of a fight.
What didn't?
In summation, big whale, undead thing, killed it, got a cool new power-up. Not sure if it was directly responsible for these strange barnacle human things. So, kind of want to double back and make sure that that's taken care of.
Well, I imagine we'll find out soon enough. Around when the night falls, that's when they last sort of pulled themselves up out of the ocean. Good job, I guess. That'll do it. If you want to check, we can always hop back onto the ship, dive down, see what's going on there. There's been a couple people that have been dredging some of those things up in their nets. Not really dangerous if they're all tangled up, but certainly not ideal.
It's a way to deal with them.
Inconvenience.
Yeah, hit them with pointy sticks enough, and they'll die.
If nothing else, they're a good source of salt.
You want us to scrape it off their bodies?
I
Yeah.
would.
It's not like it's dangerous.
We have salt
Skin
and
them.
fin too. I can bring you salt. You don't need that salt.
Skin them. and
Both of you make persuasion checks.
I'm good at those.
I don't know.
No, I'm not. Never mind.
He sort of looks to you, Riley Halliburton, and just goes, "You know, I'll try almost anything once, but that one I think I'm gonna pass." If they're just made of what, salt, then they're not poisonous or anything. We can touch them.
I mean, if they're immobile, you can touch them.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't recommend touching them if they are mobile, though, because they hurt.
Have any of us touched them like bare skin? Like I guess
I have.
Chris,
Yeah,
yeah.
Chris got grappled by one of them. That got his got his liquid sucked out of him.
Does Chris look okay? Like it's not like leaving shit on his skin or something?
Yeah, no, it looks fine.
I have a creepy grin.
Yeah, in either case, what we believe was spawning them was a green light emitted by the big undead whale thing. And, well, that light is gone now. But if you ever see a green light down there, run. Or swim away.
Or sail.
Or sail. Or fly if you have access to that.
That's a bit out of my wheelhouse, but I'll let you know.
Or teleport.
Same argument. Yeah, we're just about ready getting packed up for the salvaging day and just seeing what's what. So if you want to dive down with us for old time's sake.
Yeah, killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Well, more like fly fish.
All right, let's get packed up then. As Geronimo, no, what's Halibut Halimar, begins crafting the last sort of javelin that he's making. You see Shanty sort of just still kind of bleary-eyed and sleepy, just very slowly blowing into like a little pipe attached to the sort of pufferfish vest and just slowly inflating it. Yeah, as you all make your way onto not a huge boat by any means,
Wait.
big enough.
Is there a horse nearby? Did we either pass a horse coming in where we are or on our way out?
You're on your way out of the building near the docks. If you want to pass by a horse near the like entrance around the town, sure.
Yes, please. Can you please describe that as we have this totally organic moment in the game?
Okay. Yeah, as you're sort of walking out walking out, you get to the harbor, and yeah, there's a couple of people with carts, just with horses attached to them, just hauling supplies and sort of last night's salvage that they didn't really feel safe taking out while the town was sort of under a minor siege in a way. Yeah, I see a couple of just horse carts pass by, just carrying various supplies and goods and tools and whatnot.
Perfect. While Jana is still in her octopus form, she's gonna take a running start onto one of these horses and epically transform back into her human shape, and also at the same time releasing Giorgio onto the horse.
Okay. Do you want Giorgio to be on the horse while you're stacked on top of Giorgio and just make like
Oh,
this?
yeah, absolutely that.
Okay. Make an athletics or acrobatics check of your
That's
choice.
fair. That's fair. Athletics or acrobatics?
Yeah, one of those two, your choice. Okay.
Did it?
It's hard to run when like every single slap of your tentacle is like pulling off one of those like fridge magnets off the floor. Like every single step is marred, but you get as close to a octopus run as you can on land, as you're sort of unceremoniously galloping with just like these little like popping sounds as your suckers
just
sort of just off. Yeah, very rhythmic actually, as like you sort of announce your presence before you even get like anywhere near the horse. Just these rolling pops as eventually you somehow leap onto the horse. Not very gracefully, but you do manage to shift out and then stack Giorgio on the horse while you're on top of Giorgio, and just makes like this stack. Make an animal handling check.
Oh, yeah. I know my boy. We've done this before.
Yeah. The horse is perfectly calm somehow. This is the calmest, most serene Keanu Reeves horse you've ever seen in your life, as it just gets latched onto by an octopus, and then suddenly a bear gets on top of it, and then no one gets on top of the bear, and it's not even phased. You look like the cover of like a Fabio novel right now. Like it's perfect. Like the fucking wind blowing through your hair, the sunrise coming up from over the ocean. It's amazing.
We're gonna hold that pose for a second while presumably there's like some 60s rock and roll playing in the background. And then we'll say, sorry, that was just a movie trailer moment. And then we'll get off calmly and continue on like nothing happened.
Yeah. The sick metal music stops for comedic pause while you deliver a one-liner as you exit the exit the horse.
That's it. I needed to transition out of the octopus, and I wanted to recreate the trailer. So thank you for indulging.
I was wondering what was going on, so that's what it was.
You hear some dude behind you, like, what's that called again? It's a giant octopus.
Oh yeah. What's that again? A giant octopus?
All right. Yeah, Chris Pine's in this world, I guess.
I'll kill him.
Yeah, it's like PvP right now.
He's one of the shittier bards at the deep dive.
And Chris Killager.
forget that's your last name sometimes. Well, what?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I guess while everyone's boarding the ship, I was gonna ask if Shanty was coming. If she is coming, I have a small mace in my inventory, and I'm going to sleight of hand her. Like, I'm not gonna hide it from her. I'm just gonna hide it from everyone else, including the other sea spires, and I'm gonna just sleight of hand her the small mace that I have. Just let her have that.
Okay. Is this the one you pickpocketed from a bounty hunter
I think so, yeah.
a while ago? Yeah. Yeah, the mace, yeah, it is a fairly small mace. Like, in the hands of Shanty, it's like a regular-sized mace.
It's a Shanty-sized mace.
Yeah. As you hand Shanty the mace, and like, yeah, she takes it. As you let go, it just hits the ground immediately with a huge thunk, as she begins sort of like dragging it behind her. She's not very strong.
Can I, like, help her with, like, mage hand? Carry it?
Yeah.
I'll let her think it's her.
Yeah, sort of hoists it over her shoulder. Now she's carrying it like those leader, like the marching bands, like those things with those guys with the sticks, like that. Very, very proudly puffed up chest and puffed up vest, actually.
Excellent. Another child armed.
And gaming are calling your child army to fight the final fight. Yeah, as you all board the small vessel, it was barely enough to hold all four of you to begin with, but like all 8 of you, it's a bit of a tight squeeze. It's enough space, but there's not a whole lot of places for you guys to sit down or stand up comfortably. But it's not gonna sink or anything. But eventually, Geronimo sort of takes sort of just a spare oar from under the deck and just sort of pushes it off against the edge of the dock as just you guys start sailing away. Yeah, Geronimo and Halimar sort of take up rowing duties for a little bit before the wind actually picks up in these small triangular sails. Aurelia is sort of just at the bow of the ship, just looking like a Captain Morgan logo, and just sort of navigating, making sure not hitting any like rocks that may be jutting out from the coast or anything. And all the while, Shanty just sitting down the center of the ship, just singing some very nice songs, including the one that the 2 assassins were playing the other day. Yeah, just like a perfect jukebox, if you will.
Wish I could learn that fast.
Does
I
she
like
have,
the-
like, a shuffle button?
Yeah, just like on just there's like a control panel on like the pufferfish vest she wears. It's like it's one of those iPad ones you sort of just like scroll with your finger.
What are you saying, Chris? Raiden?
Oh, I like the assassin song.
Yeah, it has like all the instrumentation and everything too. Like everything's perfect. It literally sounds, other than like it doesn't sound quite like exact because it's all coming out of one vocal cord, but it sounds pretty good. Like it's kind of, it almost like has like a grainy texture to it, like listening to like a really old vinyl. Like you can still make out everything, you can still make out all the instruments and stuff, but it has this sort of like crackly nature to it a little bit. Yeah, has Sight's parts, has the drums, has the fucking Riley eventually coming in as well. Yeah, but you guys sail out for about 10-15 minutes or so, like enough that you're still visible within eye shot of the actual town itself, but you are further out for sure, out into the harbor.
As we're rowing out, am I able to cast water breathing as a ritual?
Yeah, sure. You cast out on what, like 10 people or something like that?
Yeah, just everyone on the boat, I guess.
Yeah, I can do it. Okay. As you cast water breathing, you'll get hit with this like strange feeling that air almost feels soupy, like thick in a way. Uh, Sort of catches the non-party of you off guard. Geronimo and Aurelian just look very confused, but just continue on as eventually Geronimo drops anchor as Halimar and Aurelia begin to just get ready to dive down.
Y'all can
Y'all.
go underwater without worrying about breathing.
So that's what the soupy feeling is. Okay.
Yep.
See, this is a more impressive magic trick. The other ones were kind of, oh, you were backflipping for like 20 minutes when I first saw you.
I now have the power to blow up the city.
Riley's gonna put his hand on Chris's shoulder. Don't blow up my city.
No worries.
Lots of worries.
Elmar sort of just looks to the ocean. Luckily, I'm wearing brown pants because I shit myself. As he just dives headfirst into the ocean, Aurelia follows suit. Geronimo is sort of just sitting on the deck, sort of playing patty cake with Shanty in the meantime. You all diving in?
Yeah, I'm with
Yep.
Halimon on this one. Let's go find some unspeakable horrors.
Alright.
Jana's back into an octopus.
Okay. And he's turned into an octopus. Yeah, much better suited for swimming, just jetting around. You all dive in. It's certainly much brighter out at this point. It's not quite that twilight period. It is full sun. Early in the morning still, but sun's in the sky. So you can see a lot better visibility now, especially around closer to the surface. You guys are fairly far out, so you guys dive down a little bit deeper. Halimar and Aurelia have at this point sort of split up and has begun sort of combing the surface of the ocean bed, really. I see Aurelia is swimming very fast underwater. Halimar is athletic, so he swims normally, but you guys are, especially Jenna and Riley, you guys are zipping through the water, like, way faster than either of the two of them. Okay, and you're looking for just weird shit on the surface.
Any remnants of undead salt people, or perhaps that other monstrous thing that we found farther out.
All right, everyone make perception checks. Okay.
I think I need to pull up the octopus stats again. I'm fine though.
Yeah, so the octopus stuff is like,
I think it's plus
Yeah,
3
if-
or something.
if it's intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, you use your own.
Oh, okay.
I think if it's anything else, if it's any of the
If it's
physical
physical.
stuff, then yeah, if it's physical, then you use the animal stats.
Okay.
I think.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because you keep all your consciousness and memories and everything as an animal. So
Wait, then this is right. If it's sight. Oh, because sight comes out of. Wait. Out of wisdom. That's
Actually, looking
dumb.
at-
That feels like that should be a physical trait. It's your fucking eyes.
I think like as long as your vision's not inhibited, as long as it's like the same as what is as if you're a human, it should be fine. I think.
I guess just I'm not literally gonna argue. We're gonna play by that, but in my eyes, which is around my eyes, you would think that the octopus would have like it makes sense because it's the you know. I get why
Yeah.
the trait comes out of wisdom, but like literally when you change animals, eyes are very different across animals. That would feel like they'd give them different perception checks. But for the sake of this, I'm not really going to argue with that.
Yeah. How about whichever's higher? We'll
The
use
roll is
whatever.
fine enough. It's already an 18. I'm not going to argue about this.
Okay. Yeah, just want to get the rules straight, so for future reference later when you start morphing into shit too. Look at the amount of damage you soaked up as a giant octopus. It's crazy. Yeah, okay.
Although, sorry, can I argue? So, we just said that, but literally one of the giant octopus's skills is perception +4. So if that didn't specify, is that like... does that make sense? Or do all these animals have perception as a skill?
I don't think all of them have them. If the animal has proficiency in perception, then yeah, you can add the thing too. But it would still use your proficiency bonus and everything. So like,
Okay.
yeah, so just like 18 plus whichever wisdom's higher plus your character's proficiency bonus.
Okay.
It's still a good roll.
No one's beating Riley's is what matters.
Perceptive ass bard. Yeah, I'm just combing through. It doesn't take too long, especially for Riley and Janice find them pretty quickly. But there are, there's still a good number of these sort of salt encrusted zombies, mostly, sort of just wandering the bottom of the ocean. Especially with the perception checks, they seem to be. They're still there. Like their physical presence hasn't gone away, but they seem to be more erratic. Before they were sort of had like this, like if one does something, the rest does it. Now they're sort of just wandering aimlessly, just around. Some towards the harbor, some just away, some just in random directions. And they're sort of just walking. None of them are hiding like they were before. They're all just walking around.
Is there a larger concentration of them at any direction?
It's spotty. Like at some point you see like large groups of like 15, and then occasionally you see smaller groups of 17, then another large group, then another large group, then just they seem to be just around. There's no specific direction that they seem to be in higher concentration necessarily.
Well, I'm gonna start blasting then. Just chip at them.
Yeah.
With the wind blast. They can't fucking get me, so eventually, no matter what I roll, I'll just win.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, as you hit one, that one seems to just do the same thing as the other ones did before, where they sort of just walks towards you and just looks up at you. The rest are just wandering aimlessly still. Occasionally one do spot you, and there are smaller gatherings below you, but they don't seem to have this almost this shared hive mind anymore. They're still there, but disorganized.
As I'm taking them out, do I notice if they have a spawn point?
What do you mean?
Like, are there more replacing the ones that I'm fighting?
Like if you take some time, you can clear out an area, and then there's not any that are just coming towards you. But if you go around, just like sort of skimming the surface, occasionally you see more of them. Really, it's like like cleaning out infestation. They don't really necessarily just spawn up from the ocean, but they're just around.
Riley.
That's me.
These things seem to be connected, so I wonder if you've read the mind of one of them. You could perhaps find the stem of where they may be coming from.
That's the problem. I've already tried that. They don't have minds to read. Because we saw firsthand, right? The green light that belonged to the whale that now belongs to me.
Yeah.
That was what was summoning them in the first place.
I
At
thought-
least from my observation. And I'm not seeing them crawl out of the ocean floor any longer.
I'm a little confused. So what are we trying to accomplish right now?
Clear out the place and make it safe for salvaging.
Are we trying to find their motives or not? Or no? Like, Jana can try to talk to these things.
I don't think there are motives, they're just kind of undead.
Can I just swim around and look at the larger groups? See if I can see anything from them?
Yeah. Are you looking for anything specific or just?
Yeah, I maybe other creatures or like landmarks or artifacts around those larger groups.
You find larger groups. Even after Riley has cleared some of them out, like they're sort of just dotting the as far as you can sort of see. I was looking around. You don't see any like overt artifacts that are jutting out of the ocean floor. You see a lot of salvage. You see a lot of sort of just broken bits of wood and just iron pieces of metal, masts of ships just sticking out of the sand. You do notice a just like number of bodies. Most of them have long been picked at and rotted away, so a lot of them are just skeletal and just remains of clothing, but they don't have any like barnacles or any salt encrusted. They're just dead bodies. Yeah, there's no specific concentration just around like a central point or anything. They're around.
Okay, I'll go up to those bodies and see if I can maybe kind of do an investigation and see if I can find anything.
Sure. Make an investigation check. Okay. Okay. Yeah, looking closer. A lot of them are just plain. And sometimes you have to clear out some small clusters of these creatures as well, but they're not a huge deal if you don't get too close. Yeah, looking through like 2 or 3 bodies, there are just bodies. They are just of various races. Seemingly, most of them just entirely skeletal at this point. Some of them have just been here for a while. Not all of them are intact either. You find the occasional 1 or 2 that have the beginnings of clusters of barnacles beginning to grow on it. But
Okay,
as
I
sort of
see.
touching it, they're not really moving or doing anything. They're just bodies with barnacles on them.
Yeah, I guess I'll just continue swimming around and trying to clear things up.
Okay. All right. Anyone else would like to accomplish anything whilst underwater nearby these things?
Nope.
I guess just help where you can.
Okay. Yeah. How long do you guys want to stay out here for?
Clear out an area, like, at least 100 to 200 feet out from where we, stopped. Like, on the boat and hopped out.
Okay.
In, like, a circumference of that kind of magnitude, just to make sure the area is safe.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll see a better part of an hour or so.
Mhm.
Cool. So as you're all sort of, just taking care of some of these creatures. They some of them do cluster and try to just sort of grab at you, but they don't swim, seemingly. So it's very easy for you to just swim above them and just start shooting whatever projectiles you have on you. Yeah, and for the better part of an hour, you guys just sort of systematically just SWAT team clear out this swath of creatures. Yeah, eventually noticeably the concentration of these creatures has gone down, at least in this area. Yeah, and there's no huge hordes or anything. And just swimming through, it's for Riley, it's a bit somewhat nostalgic just being down here with the sort of silhouette of the ship above you that you know has some of your friends on it, as you're sort of just rooting through the bottom of the bay through salvage, looking for undead this time, not necessarily for treasure. But it does ring something of simpler times.
I want to also look for treasure.
Make an investigation check. Yeah. You find a like half sunken ship, like just the half of it. You're not sure where the other half is. Possibly buried, possibly just scattered somewhere else into the bay, possibly in pieces, but the front half of a fairly large, sizable, somewhat seemingly galleon is here. Looking through, it looks like it's mostly already been picked clean. Just like there, like everything that hasn't literally been nailed down has already been taken. Like all the beds have been taken, every piece of rope has been taken, all the tools, all the supplies, every barrel, every scrap has been taken except the actual hull of the ship itself. And you're wondering if there's anything left. By sort of keeping a keen eye out, just using your thievery training, you just knowing these tricks of the trade of how to hide stuff. You find a false floor in the captain's quarters. Just a loose floorboard that was only just loosely nailed, but you can very easily just literally pull out the nails yourself by hand. And inside you find a small jewelry box. Still locked, but is very, very heavily marred by just just growing barnacles and just various plant life just growing on it, but unopened.
Interesting. I will take that.
Okay.
Can I use Mage Hand to like pick off some of the nasty barnacles and stuff growing on it?
Yeah. And, yeah, using Mage Hand, just pick it off. Occasionally, you just brush off like a few crabs that made some of the plants its home. But you manage to make enough of a clearing that you can see that it at one point was a very nice, very ornate, like wealthy looking jewelry box. Like it is made of wood, but there's also like this ivory inlay on it, and you see sort of imagery of swans, and like sort of on the center, on the top cover of it is almost like the image of two swans with their necks craned to look like a heart, a little bit, just forehead to forehead.
Interesting. Thank you.
Cool. Anything else you would like to accomplish under the waves?
Just looking to report back to Halimar.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, Halmar has already found like a couple of pieces of salvage, and you see him already beginning to hook up some of the winches and chains that that your guild is kind of known for doing, and just going down specifically to hook large pieces of salvage, picking stuff piece by piece. A dangerous thing to do, but sometimes it comes up pretty good. Yeah, but he's just in the process of just hooking up a fairly large piece of just a hunk of iron, like looks like the ring that used to be around the mast of a fairly large ship, just embedded in the sand.
All right, I'll swim up and be like, all right, most of the area around here, 100, 200 feet, basically secure. Don't have to worry about, at least in the short term, any of those barnacle things showing up and causing havoc. But considering I don't see anything else that could pose a threat, at least at present, as long as you keep, some ranged weapons on you as per usual, and some method of dealing some good damage, even if they do come around this way again, you should be able to deal with them.
Yeah, I've already stuck a few with these harpoons. Yeah, I noticed it hasn't really been an issue since you guys have been sort of clean sweeping them for us. Hope you're not hoping for a share.
What, you mean of the guild's treasure? No, no. Please, I slayed a dragon. It's a little bit more lucrative than this. I don't want to take away from the guild.
Well, rub it in, why don't you, huh? Maybe you could drop some of that dragon treasure for some new boats.
Oh, it would be nice if I could. Unfortunately, I gave out a loan to Zero to save their hometown, so that's not happening anytime soon.
You've gotten yourself into some wacky situations, haven't you?
Wacky doesn't even begin to describe it.
It's been, what, like 5 months since you were here to dragging salvage, and then you come back 5 months after and tell me you've killed a dragon.
Oh, that's probably one of the least eventful things, honestly.
The best way to describe it is chaotic.
As you sort of just like hover in between the two of them, just like rising from the depths like a jump scare.
Yeah, this one makes travels very interesting.
Yeah, I already tell this one makes good stories. Like the catalyst of all good stories.
Great stories.
Don't blow up the town.
Blow up the town? You got it.
My main goal is
To blow up. Wait, what's the full thing? My main goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody. Ha ha ha.
That's
ha,
not.
ha.
Yeah, there's like har 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 har.
Fucking shark teeth.
Actually,
yeah.
Halamar, I've got a bit of a favor to ask you. So, do you remember my tales of perhaps legendary fish, Gwina? Whole reason I left me hometown, right?
Yeah.
How much stock do you have in the 10?
I mean, I wasn't raised to sort of to prey. Just sort of I just stick to my own. If someone wants to do that stuff, that's on them.
Great, because I have realized something about the nature of how gods come to be in this world. Not asking you to, turn into a religious zealot or anything, but there is something that I need you to do. And that is, when you think of the legendary Gwina, think not of it as a fish, but as a god.
Yeah, this is strangely the least weird thing you've told me since you got back here. So yeah, I can do that.
Perfect. That
Sure,
helps
Gwina's
more than
god.
you think it does.
Gwyn is a god. Let's go with that. Any other earth-shattering revelations you want to lay on me?
Well, what else would you like to know?
I feel like that's gonna require drinks.
Fair enough. I don't have all the answers, but I got a lot.
Well, Riley's pretty good at taking notes, so I'm sure she can remember everything you've told me and then relay it back to me later.
kind of makes drinks unnecessary, doesn't it?
Gotta.
If you're just going to be sober for when you recall the information anyway.
Hey, drinks makes all answers fun, okay?
You know what?
All
That's fair.
stories are fun. And besides, I don't need to remember until after I'm sober.
Right, then we should wrap up what we have here. We've got a bit more of a busy schedule lined up, so chances are we'll be out of town for a bit and then return when we have time.
No, seems you can return pretty easy, so...
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna waste time with goodbye. I'll just say see you later.
yeah,
it's
that's
probably gonna
pretty
be like
much
2 days.
exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're gonna tell me all of the times you just teleported halfway across the world, and I'll just be like, yeah, it's, I just saw the desert or forests.
In fairness, I'm not the one who knows how to do that. That would be the Chaos Wizard.
Well, you're friends with the Chaos Word, so it applies.
Yeah, I suppose.
Halmar sort of grabs you, Chris, sort of by the collar, and just begins like violently shaking you, just like, don't kill anybody, not Riley, not friends.
It will be fine. We'll all be fine.
Make a deception check.
Oh.
Stone faced.
You're about to speak, but then you feel something under your skin sort of take hold of your mouth. Don't worry, lad, we're gonna be fine. And Halmar sort of goes, great, don't need to worry about anything then. I believe you 100%.
Zero irony.
I put my thumbs up.
Yeah, you thumbs up. Double thumbs up. He gives you double thumbs up back.
Good to know you got making fast friends over here. Kinda needed that to happen, to be honest.
Are you talking to Halmar?
To
Chris?
both of them.
Yeah, well, friends of you are friends of mine, because I don't think you have a pretty good track record of knowing who's trustworthy.
Well, about that. I may have fucked up earlier.
Explain.
Yeah, those performers we were vibing out with in the tavern, they're ancient assassins.
Yeah, that'll do it.
The Gravekeepers.
But you tried to make friends with these ancient assassins?
I didn't try to not make friends with them.
To be honest, if you were going to make friends with anybody, ancient assassins is probably not a bad bet.
Yeah, but they don't really do friendship. They just kind of were interesting people that I was nice to, and I thought maybe something could happen there. But then it turns out they might be hired to kill us, so that kind of fell through.
He sort of looks at you incredulously, like, yeah, that happens to everybody sometimes.
Oh, you get it! Oh, Halamar, you always understand me.
I feel like I'm understanding you less and less every day sometimes. But you know what? It's probably a good thing if you're going to be out killing dragons and fighting assassins and praying to fish gods.
Yeah, and saving the world from, whatever else might happen.
Yeah, well, when you're done saving the world, you bring back some chains so I could hook up more salvage.
Yeah, I could probably procure some of those.
These aren't getting rusted. Use your hero points or whatever.
Hold on, I'll use my hero technique instead. I'm gonna cast Mending on the chains.
Yeah, and the linkages after a minute they begin to just sort of close up. The rust begins to sort of not go away, but like the pock marks have filled in, so it's not quite as rusted anymore.
She'll last you a little bit longer anyway.
5 months and you're a miracle man. Great.
Oh, I could do that when you met me.
Should I become an adventurer?
You don't have to become an adventurer to become funny magic man. You just got to, study a bit and play around with some music. Or if you're Chris, I don't know. I don't know how he does the things that he does.
I learned from Fragile.
That explains a lot and not enough.
Yeah, that's how I've been feeling since you guys got here. Speaking of, still got a lot of things to tie up. I think Aurelia's sort of screaming at me, but I've been ignoring her the whole time.
Well, here, I'll help you guys out for a second, yeah?
Yeah. All right. As you begin to, just take the, you know they're going to be out for a while, but, you begin not really looking for undead anymore, but for the next couple minutes, 5-10 minutes or so, you begin to, literally do the work you were doing before. Before adventuring, before, all this craziness, you sort of just, take a bit to go back. And just, for the next few minutes, just live a simple life again.
One day when this is all over, I'm going to return to this life and it's going to be fucking awesome.
Well, your cot's still warm, buddy.
Yeah, you're going to need to rest in it for a bit longer for me. Still lots of work to be done elsewhere.
Nope, when you're done, semen stew for everyone at the deep dive. Huh?
I know Chris will enjoy that one.
I cheer.
Just underwater. Bubbles erupt from your face as you cheer. Yeah, and sort of Halmar just goes, well, you know where to find me. Go do your hero shit. I'll be here. Just waiting.
Well, don't discredit your own work, yeah? I may be
You're right,
off,
I'm pretty awesome.
Yeah, exactly. See, and that's why you're the leader of the Sea Spears.
I'm not giving it back.
Oh no, I don't want it. It's yours, bud.
When you're done with the hero stuff, you're gonna answer to me.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
He sort of just chuckles a bit and just wraps up. Tying up the rest of this fairly large piece of salvage and just, just smiles, takes a small pause, and just goes, "All right, get out of here," and begins just climbing up or swinging up the chain, and eventually you hear the ratcheting as that piece of salvage begins to lift up from out of the ground.
Well, I can get out of here easily enough, but what about everybody else? Hey, Chris, can you fly us out of here?
Not everyone.
Okay, so, hey, Alamar, wait up!
As you catch up and you all take the clearing out a fairly large section of these undead. You head back by boat. You go back to the dock with a fairly large this collection of salvage just on the deck, and it's carried below deck as well. And just Geronimo sort of just like it's all the net. He's sort of just keeping it anchored with his own body, just keep making sure it doesn't roll off this side of the ship. As you will make it back to the dock. Yeah, as you all exit the boat, the cranes begin sort of cranking and just lifting up the salvages back onto the horse carts. They're sort of just waiting for all this salvage to come in. You see in other boats have already arrived here. Yeah, some of the nets and chains that they drag across the floor do have just some salt soles in them. Some of them have exclusively salt soles in them, and they're just sort of just outside of water that sort of make these clacking and cracking noises as they move. You can hear their skin sort of creaking a little bit. Fairly immobile, especially in the chains, but they're sort of just kept up, wrapped in little just bundles of chain just left on the dockside for now. But seemingly no threat, and there is an armed posse nearby, just making sure nothing happens.
I wonder if it's ethical to sell those.
I'm sure there's some mages that'll like that. Yeah, as the rest of the CPs are sort of just taking care of paperwork and making sure they're all everything's up. Everything's kosher. What would you like to do?
Chris, can you get us back to Thane today, or do we take another rest?
I could probably get us there today.
Well, we should probably go grab Saleth then, yeah?
Simon, I think I had spoke to Yancey when the first half of the shipment got here. Did he say approximately like how long it would be till the second half gets here from the Silverwind truck?
Another week-ish.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to do it. Y'all are.
Just gotta go back to Polaris and Answin.
I have the dead man's finger.
Yeah, you pried it off. Forgot about that. Okay. And yeah, as you all make your way out of the town, yeah, the smell of sea spray still remains, but the very sailor-intensive stench begins to fade as you exit the town, looking back at the sort of ramshackle huts and buildings made of the scraps found in the middle of a tumultuous bay. Yeah, you see a couple more salt sole, just nets, really just caught on the beach, just left there mostly, just dragged up from the bottom and chained, just left there. Again, more posses, but seemingly not an issue.
I think they'll be alright.
They're hardened sailors. They'll be fine. Nothing will ever go wrong. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we have to come back anyway. So.
Yeah, as you're walking back to the dragon, the Agni bell rings.
Did we have something commissioned?
Well, only one way to find out.
I know forever ago I commissioned a bunch of the amulets of protection, but I thought we already got all of those. So
I'm pretty sure we did.
Maybe they're in trouble?
Maybe they just miss us.
Aw.
Let's-
Well, either way,
Only
we're
one
being
way to find
summoned.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we ring the bell back? Did the door just pop up?
It'll pop up, but if you ring the bell, yeah, it'll pop up.
Yeah, I guess we're ringing the bell.
Yeah, as the black curtains erupt in the middle of space.
Wait, sorry, what if it's a spam caller? What if it's scam likely?
Hi, you have time to do a survey today.
You talk about your extended card warranty?
You just walk in, it's just like an empty desk with a single lamp, and it's just like, hi, you have time to donate to your local firefighters.
The last check we sent them bounced, so they're here to collect their money.
I bet into the gold, but it was just a chocolate coin.
Hey, I sent you 200 gold, but you need to sign your name here. Click this name. Yeah, you walk in, and yeah, you see the brothers. Orville is sort of just present, but you see Theoporn report at me. Hello. You asked about sending stones that sort of transmitted to multiple people at once. A family plan, as I was told.
Say that again?
Like a family plan sending stone.
Oh, yeah. This was Jana had asked for this, right?
I think
I
so.
believe it was Jenna, yeah.
This was. But yeah, why did who did I set this up for? So me and Answin? I already forgot why.
No,
I
you
asked
already
for
have
this.
you already have it. Just like make a network.
Oh,
essentially.
this is
I think-
an add-on.
Yeah, I think we wanted to like be able to use
Oh,
the
for
same
the
sending stone for like.
four corners.
I think so.
Okay, it's been so long. I'm like, why did we do this? Yes, I fully recall this conversation, but please tell me more information.
Well, Orville told us about it, and we thought it was a good idea. So we just sort of went ahead and made a couple prototypes, I guess. I mean, they're a bit ramshackle, but they'll work. If you want to buy them, they're sort of I call them relaying rocks. They function kind of like sending stones, except that it'll work to multiple. You just have to link them together, touch them.
So is this an add-on already for sending stones, or this is a different product entirely that we need to
Oh, a whole
buy?
different product. Whole different product.
How much are they?
We made 6, call it 400 each. Because you can just
Buy that.
add them on whenever you get them. If you need more, make more, and you can just buy them, link them, just give them out to whoever you need.
Are they on a secure line?
They're the only ones in existence. I said it's a pretty secure line.
Okay, I'll buy one.
And it's
All right, it's
unlimited
400 gold.
texting?
It's 3 texts per day.
Okay.
3 texts per day, no longer
Wait,
than a
for the
minute
whole per person or for the whole group chat?
per person.
Okay, that's pretty good. And
It's a
again,
good
this will
family
be
plan.
anybody who's on this little in the network, I guess. Like it does this is just like the group chat function, right? Is that how we describe this?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll you got three charges. They kind of look like a bowl. When you link them together, you have your unique little icon you have, so that you can talk into the bowl, and then the other rocks will have your icon saying that they have a message. You just put up to your ear, you'll hear the message.
Perfect.
How long can the message be?
No longer than 1 minute.
That's pretty good. I'll buy 2 of those. So that's what, 800?
800
Yep.
gold.
They have how many available for purchase? 6?
6 total.
Okay,
They're a prototype, so
Oh.
we'll need to do a bit of tweaking and maybe get some it's a proof of concept. It'll work.
I gave Rupor 400.
All right, you have a relaying rock. I'll just put that in the it's in the magic items. I'll just give it to all you. Sure.
Yeah, I'll take 400 out.
All right.
I will also.
Okay, so that's 2 for Jana, 1 for Riley, 1 for Chris, 1 for 0. That's 5.
Would we call these the relaying stones?
Relaying rocks.
Relaying rocks. That's more fun.
It's like sending stones, but bootleg. Yeah, and the handouts in the magic item stuff.
So right now, so we all bought 1. Jana bought 2. So 5 of the 6 were bought?
Yes, seemingly. Yes.
Okay. Can you make 3 more of these?
So yeah, we do that. It's not
There's no
hard,
rush on
just
that.
kind of-
No rush on that. Just in the.
yeah. You
We'll
just
probably will keep buying these.
it just requires some very specific geodes. They're kind of hard to find. Oh, how we're having
Supplies chain issues.
yeah, just supply train fails sometimes.
No one wants to work.
It's hard to find good work these days. You know, they don't really. I'm just seeing 4 copper an hour is a perfectly fine wage.
I don't know. If you ask me, I think the Sea Spears being unionized is perfect.
Unions are just what happens when weak people get together. Okay.
Oh my god.
One person weak, many persons strong.
I have a solution called Fireball.
I'm 1 person strong.
See, he gets it. All right, so 5 total. You all took a 400 from your gold.
Mhm.
Okay. And he sort of grabs these these almost glass like kind of like the God, what are those called? Snow globes? Like they're kind of opaque, or not opaque, translucent, but inside kind of has this like opalescent texture to it, and it is kind of like shaped like a bowl, like just half of a semicircle or half of a circle, and he sort of just hands them all to you, as he sort of just has you sort of stand next to each other and just says, "Okay, so link them." So. He just grabs 2 of your wrists, so I don't know, Jana and Zero, and you just presses the 2 bowls together to form like a sphere. What do you want your icons to be?
A little bear for me, please.
So as you press the icon or press the bowl to Zero's rock, a little bear icon, as you think of a bear, just sort of appears on sort of the outer surface, like the sphere section of it. And it sort of just like glows and hums a little bit. It's almost slightly animated too. That icon's now yours. So anytime you speak into it, the other linked rocks will just have that icon in the middle of theirs. Nope, so they know who sent the message.
Very cool.
Yeah, and just systematically, one by one, he just links them all together. Just the same process.
What's everybody's icon?
Fishhook.
Fishhook.
An eye.
All right.
Can I do a green outline of a crystalline rambler?
Yeah, you could do that. The most complex, the most extra avatar you could put.
And it's breathing fire.
It's breathing fire. XX_ crystalline rambler _ XX.
Crystalline Rambler.
It's spelled the way that Chris's name is.
That's so good. Is that Chris's persona?
It might
Chris
be.
is Scaly.
Yeah.
Oh no, Chris isn't Devore and he's a Scaly. Yeah, and just one by one, like all the icons sort of just appear on the outer surface. Yep, and whenever you want to use it, just speak into the sort of the cup shape. No longer than a minute. There'll be a timer on the inside. And then when you're done, it'll just send it to the rest of the rocks. It's a pretty good idea, not gonna lie. Might make more of these, actually. Report, how fast can you mass produce these?
Honestly, this could revolutionize communications. We may have just found you some crazy gold.
Yeah, you might have. It's also kind of expensive to make. A lot of geodes. A lot of geodes.
Well, if you can find a way into Sen Lumina, that might not be much of a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. A lot of rocks there. It's been a while, actually. Wait, who's yeah, I mean we sent Quincy there one time and then he got kidnapped, so that's
Yeah, but there were extenuating circumstances surrounding that one.
true. Ruport, tell Quincy to go back to San Lumina.
Where's,
We need geodes.
We're talking to the
where
brothers,
does-
right?
Hmm?
Misty, you can talk first.
Oh, I mean, just to check, we're talking to the Adneys, right?
Yes, yeah, yes.
Oh, I was just gonna ask where Quincy is right now.
Quincy's not currently in the room.
I know, but I'm asking him.
Oh, Ansem, okay.
Yeah.
I think he's near Silnia currently.
Interesting.
Yeah, we just need some mechanical parts. Mostly manufactured up in Silnia. Just a lot of esoteric materials that the rest of the world doesn't really seem to care about. They do, so need them.
I wouldn't mind checking out the Blackback Quarry around that area.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that comes out of there, like ancient artifacts. It used to be just a normal quarry. Now it's like a historical dig site, monitored by armed guards. But
Speaking of our own artifact, do the Atneys have like an apparatus that can play back video thing on like the tablet? Yes,
No.
I, Riley, ask that question in character.
no, I know what you're talking about. I mean, they sort of crop up. Blackback Quarry has a couple of them. We don't have any. They're sort of they sort of get taken by the Silian government a lot. Not that we need them, but no, we don't have those. I think the Academy might. Academy Arcana.
We've met the headmaster, so perhaps.
He'll probably ask us to do another favor for him.
We're also wanted criminals, so.
Wanted by the Arbiter, but I think the headmaster knows what good Samaritans we are.
I mean, you can give it a shot. I don't know the guy, not personally.
Something to ponder for later. We've elsewhere to be for now.
Ah, the life of adventurers, huh?
It never slows down.
Do I see
Can't get
Orville
any fishing
anywhere?
in.
Yeah, he's there.
Oh, well, everyone else was like, after we synced up the relaying rocks, Genesis can make eye contact with Orville and just kind of do the thing, with your hand, oh, these guys are just talking, we're just having a moment. I don't know how to describe what I'm doing.
Yeah, he sort of just chuckles a bit. Yeah, he sort of just looks to Theopor and sort of just just makes the gestures of just pinching coins and just keeping it very, very tight to his chest.
Jana silently laughs. I don't want to strike up a conversation, but just enough to acknowledge of yeah.
Yeah, you share a nice moment with Orville, as sort of in the back of your mind, sort of hear the humming of insects in a swamp, and just the croaking of frogs, and you realize it's coming from your bow, and they sort of just fades after 2 seconds.
Oh. Wait, what was it? I hear the croaking of frogs in like a swamp?
Yeah. Yeah, he's only there for a couple seconds, then it just fades.
Interesting. And this happened while I was having a moment with Orville.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, after you share that, or while you're sharing that moment with Orville, Theopor just, well, relaying rocks have been purchased. Anything else you would like to acquire while you're here?
I had some questions about some items, if you know any or if you have any for sale here. I'm looking for a magic item that will allow me to fly and not like a potion, like an item, as well as some kind of item for teleportation, like long distance teleportation.
Okay. Yeah, he sort of just ponders for a second, begins flipping through some like old manuscripts, and just goes. There's certainly items that'll accomplish that. There's the helm of teleportation. I think we have. He's going through the catalog. We have exactly one helm of teleportation on sale. That is 7,000 gold. Now, for flight, you have a couple of options. Now, is this going to be a personal flight, or do you want to carry things, including other passengers?
I was thinking just myself, but what else did you have for?
Well, there's flying carpets. We have a small one. They're kind of hard to enchant. You have to slightly animate them, and if you do it wrong, they try to suffocate you. So we try not to. But we have one successfully. It is 3 feet by 5 feet. That'll run you 12,000 gold. And if you would like to have a personal flying device, we have it's more of a cloak, but it's called the Wings of Flying. Requires attunement. You can use it for 1 hour before you have to wait a few hours before it returns. That'll be 8,000 gold.
Okay. Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you. And you said you have those other two items, the carpets and the wings of flying, like in
Yes.
stock? Okay.
Not a lot,
will-
but yes.
I'll probably have to come back in the future, but thank you for letting me know.
All right, you can put it on hold for you if you want it.
Please, at least the helm of teleportation, please put that on hold.
All right, will do.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Can I also ask for a commission?
Yes.
Can I ask for like an expansion of the what's it really called? It's not the Pokeball.
The pocket monster.
The pocket monster.
Or something.
Monster pocket.
Monster pocket.
Can I have it fit an additional creature, like it's like a bunk bed situation in there, as an out of character moment? I think we've just kind of been ignoring it, but like, where does Flumph go when all like the druids, like when all that stuff happens? I feel like it's a thing where it's like it's about my mind, but like I've just kind of been not addressing it. I would like to actually do something about it. That doesn't make me feel like I'm just slipping away, like getting away with it. Or do I just have to buy a second one?
We can try to modify it. It's a custom item, so that's custom made by us. So we can try to finagle some stuff.
Whatever makes sense of either expanding a current one or buying a second one.
The Monster Pocket requires attunement. We can try.
That's right, because I can't attune to a different.
If you're okay with giving up the Monster Pocket for, let's say, a week, we'll see what we can do.
Ooh. I don't know if I can get. I don't know. We'd have to find a week where we're not doing something.
We could leave Giorgio on the dragon.
But that's my boy. I'll think about it. I'll talk. I'll see. You and me, Simon. We can talk. I have ideas if you wanna later.
Yeah, all right. We'll put that one on hold, but we'll keep it in mind. I'll have we'll think of some ideas. He just turns Rupert. Rupert, think of some ideas.
Just so I say it so I don't forget later, but please remind me to talk to you about it, would be if it could, like, instead of it just being the ball, of it being like a belt, so you can attach as many balls as you want to it. They have to pay for each ball, but it's the belt that you're attuned to that holds, you know? I don't know. I don't want it to be broken either. We'll talk later. But that was my idea. Because that's how it is in Pokemon, right? Like, you get the 6 balls on a belt.
This is true. Yeah. This is true. Yeah, okay. All right. So sort of the needs 4 custom magic items. Okay. Well, it's nothing else. Back on the road for both of us then, huh?
I did want to inquire, do you have any magical bullets?
I mean, maybe soon, if Quincy gets back, I can have him get some bullets. We can enchant it. What sort of bullets are we looking for?
I don't know, just bullets that have, like, magical effects upon impact.
Yeah, we can enchant some ammo. We can have... We have 2 normal enchantments we can put on ammunition. I don't see why they wouldn't work on bullets. There's the ammunition of slaying that'll really kill one type of monster, or seeker ammunition, which will sort of just home in automatically onto a creature you're trying to hit. Or against something else if you can think of it.
Yeah, maybe I'll just take the time to think about it.
Yeah, well, if you're sure gonna get bullets, I can get Quincy picks them up.
Yeah, I might need some later on.
I did take you for a marksman, not gonna lie.
But do you want to see my
You would not believe what he's accomplished.
you want to see my sniper? And I'll show him.
Wait, does Chris have a sniper rifle?
He has a sniper rifle.
I thought he had a handgun.
No, he has both.
No.
Oh my god.
I have a laser rifle too.
Jesus Christ. It's bad
The
enough
wizard
that
is decked out
we
with
have
so many
3
guns. It's amazing.
It's bad enough that you had 1 gun. Now I found out you have 3 guns and you're getting magic bullets.
This
Yeah.
man walked into a Walmart in America.
Like, fuck yeah, dude walked into a Walmart, left with an AR-15, 300 rounds.
Gun show loophole.
Well, a gun wizard, that is honestly a first. Yeah, we can, how often are you going to be shooting this thing? I mean, we can get a couple of bullets, or we can get a lot of bullets.
Maybe a few, maybe like 10, 20 bullets.
Yeah, okay. We can do that.
But for now, I'd like some potions of greater healing. Maybe like 4 if you have any.
Potions of greater healing. Coincidence, we have exactly 4. That'll run you 250 gold per pop.
So 1,000.
1,000 total.
Okay, paid Rupor. Or Theopor.
All right. Anything else we can get for you?
That's all for me.
All right.
Yeah, I already got something I wasn't expecting today, so I'm fine.
All right. Back on the road for both of us then. Thank you for visiting Theopor and Rupor's Emporium for potions and portents.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, as you all, both parties of people leave the establishment. They sort of walk out first. You follow suit, and they're just nowhere to be found. All right. Yeah,
Can
just
I
making your way.
retcon something real quick?
What's that?
Can I tell the Atnies I said 4 sending stones and not 3? I don't know why I said 3. There's 4 corners.
Well, there was one that we didn't buy.
Oh, that's why. I'm like, I bought 1 for Answin. Yeah, so there already was 1. Okay, I said 3. We changed nothing.
Okay. They might just be making more regardless, to be honest.
Yeah,
can't
it seems
do
like
math.
this could be a hit with the customers, to be
Yeah.
honest. So
I can't do math.
Theoretically, they owe Jana for that idea. They do.
should have put a patent on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they don't owe any royalties to you at all. Okay. Rocks in tow. You beginning to march your way back to the dragon. Yeah, he's just there patiently waiting for you. Oh, Jesus. You do see like a sort of like a pile of like fairly large fish. Not like tuna size or anything, but also not like guppies. It's like moderately sized fish, like the ones that would be difficult to hold for like a single person. Sort of just like laying there, just on the floor.
These aren't the ones that Riley caught, yeah?
No, these are completely new.
The fuck?
On the floor of the house?
They're just outside.
Oh.
You also see Anselin sort of also outside, trying her best to learn how to like start a fire outside. Like she has a bunch of sticks gathered, and like she's trying to like rub the sticks together to like she's seen people do it, but she just hasn't really like done it herself. So she's just outside in the sand, a bunch of sticks gathered, just trying to like start a fire. To no avail, seemingly.
What are flint and steels for? Is that for fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 6 of them in my bag. I think I got them from when we were looting the dead bodies in Thane. I'm just gonna hand her the flint and steels I have in my bag.
Yeah, you just sort of just hand one to her. She sort of just sheepishly takes it and just just begins to strike it to start sparks and catch the tinder, which will eventually burn into like a fairly large fire. She sort of just goes, thanks. Yeah, I guess I didn't really. I want to try something new.
Yeah, you're getting it. You're good.
Riley will look at the fish pile and think, wow! You're more naturally talented than I am!
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
What? How did that get?
Said Polaris try to scoop some up out of the ocean.
You have
Polaris is
better wits
talented.
than I do.
I also can't catch fish by myself. just wanted to just kicking it wild for a little bit, seeing what that's like.
Points for resourcefulness.
Yeah, do it to it.
Yeah, anyone can do it if you have a ancient white dragon. Well, you seem to have caught me in the middle of my lunch.
What you making? Did we see?
I haven't started yet. I was spent the last 20 minutes trying to start this stupid fire. I guess technology still helps outside, huh? I was just gonna just try a very simple fire roasted fish outside.
Classic. Love it.
Yeah, I mean I could have made it in the kitchen, but it feels, I don't know, more authentic outside, I think.
Yeah. You haven't made a bond with that fire demon in our kitchen yet, have you?
Fire demon.
Does anyone else feel like Antoine is our Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle?
I haven't seen that movie
Sorry,
yet.
I was hoping someone would have caught it for a second.
It took me a second. Aw,
She does
sorry,
more
you
than
Hal.
clean. Yeah, can we help Antoine?
Yeah.
Okay. And I gave her the relaying rock, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as you sort of link it with hers, she sort of just thinks of an image, and you see like a very elaborate and like well decorated, almost like embroidered into the stone itself, like this red heart.
Aww. Jana smiles.
She sort of just looks at you, sort of holds the rock up to her mouth. You smell. All of you feel a vibration in your rocks, and you see a little pink heart in the center of the like the inside of the bowl.
I listen up to it.
You smell.
Wait, what did she say?
I speak into it.
You smell?
Was that
You smell.
so? Like directed at all of us then?
The trash
say-
in the fucking ocean.
I say into it, what did you call me?
A crystalline rambler that appears in all of your in all of your relaying rocks.
Jana speaks
I
into
was
hers.
standing right next to him when he said that, so I don't even need to.
Jana's gonna spin around so no one can hear what she says, and just goes, "She called you fucking smelly. So what? What you gonna do about it, Chris?"
A bear appears in all of your relaying rocks.
This one I listened to.
Yeah, and you hear the exact words that Jetta said directly into your ear.
I put my relaying rock on Do Not Disturb.
I see
put
we're
face
already
down on the
using these
table.
responsibly.
Can I do an at everyone? You're all really smelly. I bypassed the do not disturb signs.
Make sure you put it on dragon mode before you take off.
Thank God there's only 3 per day.
Per person.
Yeah, that's still alright. Thank you, Voice in the Sky, for reminding me of that.
A lot of messages. Yeah, but for the next half hour or so, you guys help out Antoine begin to roast up these fish, just scaling them, gutting them, just straight out of the ocean. Not really seasoned, but doesn't really need to be. It's seasoned by the ocean itself. Yeah, and despite like the plain tasting fish, Antoine seems like she's having a good time.
Now this is a nice stark contrast to nearly dying but 2 hours ago. Much prefer this one.
Yeah, I've noticed that adventuring seems to be kind of like a coin toss. You sort of land on both phases frequently. So yeah, narrowly escaping death and then eating fish out of the ocean, back and forth.
Makes you appreciate the small things in life a little bit more.
Yeah. I sort of noticed that after I died. I think I needed this.
We're glad you're here.
Thanks for taking me.
It's what we do.
Pick up stragglers.
Yeah. Drop them off somewhere eventually.
Air sort of rolls out of the dragon and stares directly into this fire, like 2 inches away from it. I'm just assuming you left air on the dragon itself.
What?
I'm just assuming you left air on the dragon itself.
Air?
Error?
Oh, error.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
the,
Error been up to?
he's been around. He's just chilling. He just rolled out of the dragon and now just staring directly into the fire, like 2 inches away from it.
I'll ask her, do you like fire?
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah, that's the demon in our kitchen, by the way. Meet error.
I wouldn't call that a demon. It's a ball.
They come
Hasn't-
in all shapes and sizes.
Error's not a demon.
Jana, you were the one who started this joke.
He's an unknown artifact from a dimension we can barely comprehend.
Yeah, that's a bit more accurate, that one.
Well, to me, he's a ball that occasionally just rolls around and grunts.
Grunts.
That's perfect.
He hits the table.
Oh.
Kind of like a dog brushing up against your ankles while you're eating. I think it has its charm.
That's why he's still around.
So, where are we off to now?
Does
To the
Antoine have
freezing cold.
like warm clothes?
Does Antoine have warm clothes?
Yeah,
We can get some.
we're gonna have to.
Shopping spree, shopping montage.
Yeah, it's easy enough to pop back into town if you want to, or you can go somewhere else if you want to visit anywhere else.
Wherever we feel like we can get warm winter clothing.
You might be able to find stuff in the cat lady's place. It's pretty warm down here overall, but God, what's her name again? Talks in circles.
Oh, right.
Wishing good ribbons.
See if the
True.
war has changed.
Yeah, I guess wherever we can go, I'll go.
Sure. Let's check out Talks in Circles then.
All right, you all going or just a
Yeah,
few
I'll
of you?
go.
Okay. Yeah, Ans won't tag along too. Yeah, as you head back into town, the building made of just literal scrap. Like everything's made of scrap here, but this is just a pile of stuff that somehow has miraculously kept itself like held aloft and not collapsed in on itself in this huge, just crushing mass. But walking through the non-existent door, You can see heaps and heaps of just refuse and miscellaneous objects. You see broom handles sticking out of fishing rods and just like wheels from carts just laying all over the place. You do not see any rats. That's for certain. But you do see a female tabaxi, light gray fur, and just like black spots all across, and some that ring around her bright yellow eyes, just dressed in like just this amalgamation of patchwork fish and rat skins. She's certainly just perched on top of one of these huge piles, reading a book backwards. Like the pages are facing outwards, and she's looking at the cover. She sort of spots you and jumps down. You are looking to trade?
Mostly buy.
Read, buy, same thing. Yeah, what give?
Winter clothing.
She begins just like rummaging through every piece of just every piece of like piles and any chest she opens up. Some are empty, some are filled with just random assorted objects. You see one that is just filled with gold coins. He just tosses it aside, just no, and then just it all scatters to the ground. Eventually, she does pull out this very thick coat, just covered in fur, just around the shoulders. Looks like it used to belong to like a ship captain of some sort. You can see there's like metals like attached to like the lapel and the chest already. Some have just been torn off a little bit. Some are the metal part that's missing, but some are intact. And she sort of just like crouches down in front of you and sort of bundles it up and keeps it close to her chest and just holds it in her hand.
Can we try it on?
Make a persuasion check.
Hold on. Oh, Chrome, don't do that.
No. Trade buy, then you try.
What are you asking for it?
You've talks in circles, things, many things. Shiny things, big things.
How about... Let me see what if I can get rid of stuff in my inventory.
This would be a good time to do it, to be honest.
Oh, we used the Burn Bright card. I can get rid of that. Do I still have it used up? Like, she doesn't know. That's so mean.
I think he took it.
Yeah, he did actually.
That's so mean.
I'm gonna give her a piece of stale bread. Get that out of my inventory.
Can I give her assorted teeth/horns/tusks? 41 of them to be precise.
That's a lot. Where the hell did you find that?
I don't know. It's with the Elderfrost arrows and above ancient shark bone. I have no
You
clue.
probably...
This must have been like mammoths or something.
I think you may have gotten it from Ratavi's Horde, where you just had a lot of dead bodies just laying around.
How does she feel about those assorted teeth/horns/tusks? 41 of them.
If there's 41 of them, that's a straight up. She's making bank.
Yeah.
You drop these 41 tusks, and she throws the coat at you and begins just like hoarding all of these things.
Great.
She digs a hole into her floorboards and begins burying these horns.
Perfect. That's out of my inventory now. I give the coat to Answin.
Yeah, it's not the cleanest thing in the world. It's been just like, you can see, like, looking at it now, it kind of smells. There's a couple of like moths just in it.
We can wash that.
Here,
Yeah.
hold on. Give me that for a minute. I'll just cast mending on it.
No.
Okay, yeah, it patches it up. The moths are still there, but yeah,
Can I
the
cast create water on it?
As you cast create water, and
Oh, sorry. I guess I have tidal wave. Oh no, I do. I do have creator destroy water. I lied. I skimmed right past it. We don't need to do that.
okay, you cast create water, and yeah, you wash out all the moths. And were you expecting it to get like wet? It's actually the water's kind of like building up on the outside. Like there's some sort of like wax on the outside of it, and it's sort of just like mildly waterproof.
That might be good.
Yeah,
long
as
it looks
Anduin,
cleaner now.
yeah, it's much cleaner. It's it's patched up and everything. The metals are still gone, but the actual coat itself is fine. It's has a bit of a musk to it, but the moths are not in it. It's wearable. As Anduin puts it on, it's far too big for her, but might be a good thing in thin.
Yeah. Alright, that should keep you warm in the cold. Is there like a hood or a hat on it?
There is actually. It's kind of like a parka.
Okay. I think that's it then. That's pretty good. That's a good haul.
Yeah, you dropped off trash. You got something you need. All right. Cool. Anything else you want to search for in here, or are you good here?
Yeah, is there a Korok in here?
Make make a perception check.
I'm gonna fucking find one eventually.
You see like arranged weirdly like 6 rocks in a circle, but like one of them is misplaced.
Do I see the other rock?
You do. It's like one of them is just like 2 feet to the left.
Can I stealthily try and push that into the proper spot?
Yeah, as you push it into the spot, you hear a "Yahaha!" And then some weird green creature shows up and just goes, "Thank you, I'm free," and then disappears.
I knew it! The
dropped
legends
it.
were right!
It drops a little seed in front of you as it disappears, just floating away on a leaf and just scattering into petals.
Now I've seen it all.
This is where Riley leaves. Alright, job's done. Can I... This was a place where can I just do like a blind search and I just roll a dice and see what I find?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just a d20?
Yeah, roll a d20.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. I'd rather roll that here then.
Okay. Yeah, as there's a part of that was mildly curious, and you check the spot where Mr. Mouse was. Uh, you check it, you reach in and grab in, and you don't feel him anymore. You feel
Wait, can you refresh?
burning.
Was Mr. Mouse the evil one?
He's the one that is sentient.
Okay.
I guess they're all sentient technically, but he's the one that was sort of like
The one that wanted the other
catatonic, except
mice dead.
yes.
Kind of. Okay.
You reach in and you feel a burning sensation on your hand. And it feels warm at first, like almost toasty, but then it actually gets like hot, like hot. You take
Yeah.
6 fire damage. As your hand sort of just gets burned and singed very suddenly. You sort of pull it out, and then you see what almost looks like a bear trap, almost like the shape of like a set of jaws, like from a shark. And they're red hot. And they just attach to your fingers and your hand. Just chomp down on top of them.
Can I safely remove the bear trap?
Yeah, you just pry it open.
I add that to my inventory.
Okay.
Remove an item, add an item. I think I already have bigger traps, don't I?
Well, now you have one that does fire damage.
I mean, do they just heat it up, or is this a magical?
You're sort of looking at it, and it almost like as you sort of pry it open, these two little, almost like big lighters, sort of like begin to light up the teeth, and they're sort of heating it up. There's also a note attached to it.
Ooh, what does the note say?
Uh, as you sort of pull off the note and to read it, it's like attached to like just some used twine. Weirdly written in like beautiful writing, actually, somehow. But it more or less reads, "Thank you for taking me to the many locales that you've shown me. You have opened my eyes. I can do so much more now."
Wait, what does he mean? Where did we take him?
Like outside of the shop.
Is that the item that I have?
Where'd you put your mouse?
I just kept them on my person, I guess.
Yeah, you try to reach for it, you don't find it.
Oh. It's gone.
Can I reach into the bag of tricks? There should be 2 more little, cloth balls or whatever the fuck to pull out. I'm gonna see if I can pull out a rat.
Okay. Roll up whatever dice you need to.
I think it's a D8. Damn it.
I don't know what animal that is.
It's an owl.
Yeah, you pull out a huge like barn owl that just like rests on your shoulder as it sort of erupts from this furry mass.
And I pulled the last one out.
Okay.
Damn it.
I pull a secondary owl. You are now you're T-posing with 2 giant barn owls on either either arm.
Is Azek an owl?
I think he is actually,
You have 2 owls perched on either arm, and then Azek, the third smaller owl perched on top of your head. And the 2 owls don't like each other. The 2 barn owls, they're sort of hooting aggressively back and forth, flapping their wings. Their like, little horns are flaring up, and Azek's just in the middle of all this, just like looking bleary-eyed and out of it.
I'm gonna ask Toxin Circles if she wants these owls.
Make a persuasion check.
Hold on.
She sort of grabs one and just sniffs it, and then takes a chunk out of its neck, and then disappears, and it just like and just disappears into pixie dust. She just looks at you. No.
Yeah, okay. While everyone else is doing what they were doing, can I pick the lock of this box I found?
Sure. Make a. It's less. Make a strength check. It's not less locked and more like it's crusted shut at this point. Yeah, sure. Yeah, like it's the lock itself is not an issue. It's the fact that it's been crusted for who knows how long, but eventually you do manage to work it open. Inside has mostly been protected, not fully, but you see a note that's sort of attached to the top of the lid on the inside, sort of kept in a pouch, and also like a very beautiful ring, like it's sort of like sitting on like a pillow on the inside.
Can I read the note?
Yeah, the note says to Martin. There's on the cover of it. It's folded, and you open it up. It's more or less like an indirect marriage proposal.
Oh.
and like it's talking about like all the happy things that like they did as a couple, um, and just like this is a culmination of it, and it's just yeah, never got to where it needed to go.
Oh,
But
sad.
it's a beautiful ring. It is a there's a solid diamond in the center of it.
Can I try it on?
Yeah, it's a bit too big for you. But yeah, it you can slip it on, but if you're not careful, it can slide right off.
Okay, I'm gonna put it back in the box and just keep the box and everything for now.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to do while in random rubbish and good gubbins?
Nope.
Okay. Alrighty. Winter coat acquired. Magic robot rat lost. Marriage done. Bear trap acquired.
Legend fulfilled.
This was a
Rock seed found.
mouse trap, right? Or bear trap.
It's less magical, more like it's technologically based.
Okay, but
Like,
like, if I
it
were to
looks
use
more
it, it
mechanical.
would heat up again.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's less bear trappy. What are those like those like chattering teeth things?
Okay.
Those joke ones. It's kind of that size, but it is shaped like a bear trap. So like it'll chomp down on you, but it's not it's not gonna like catch it with its ankle or anything. It'll crush your hands for sure. Okay. Yeah, but heading back to the dragon with new things in tow. Anton sort of just looking for mirrors or anything, any reflective surface she could sort of look at the jacket from, and she's sort of just like not like twirling, but sort of just like looking back and forth, just like spinning to see if like she's like seeing all sides of it. Yeah. Eventually, you do make it back to Polaris, who is just sitting there, currently eating a fish. He doesn't need to eat, but he's doing it. Yeah, as you all board Polaris, the doors sort of fold up and close. There you go. Yeah. So you're teleporting to Thane?
Yep.
Okay.
To the point where we were last at, I guess, where we
Yeah.
got the finger or whatever.
I'll give Chris the finger.
Okay.
I placed it in front of me, and
All right.
I focused hard on it.
All right. Yeah, and in the time span of nothing, the temperature begins to drop very suddenly. Anson, who was sort of enjoying like the cool and warm winds, suddenly immediately just sort of shrinks up and just begins to bundle up a little bit. Like it's still like thermoregulated inside the dragon, but it can only go so far. Yeah, and just looking outside the glass, you are currently on the ground next to just piles of snow, seemingly. The snow has already begun to build up fairly heavily against the side of the tall, ice-slicked gray mountains that you can look up to your north. Let me just bring up to the actual... There you are. Yeah. You don't even see any sign of any of the dead bodies at this point anymore. It's all been just buried underneath who knows how many feet of snow. But you know you're in the right spot.
When we were here last time, I read all of the Thieves' Cant, right?
You remember last one you read, it was all more or less saying left. All the symbols were just saying left.
I guess I will begin to head left, and if we're getting off the dragon, that is, right?
Up to you. You guys can stay in the dragon, be nice, warm, bundled up, but you might miss some signs outside.
Because the area that we're going to, not like Lipad itself, but the path to Lipad, of our understanding, it's not like big and open, right? Like the dragon, will he be able to fit in those?
Yep, no idea. All you were told that there's some sort of hidden entrance to the light pad.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna onboard the dragon.
Okay.
May as well try and get in the normal way.
Okay. Are you all onboarding?
Yep.
Deducking?
Yep.
So,
I'll follow.
All right. Cool. Anzone sort of looks outside, seeing this frozen hellscape. In the span of less than like 48 hours, Anzone has went from temperate coast to searing desert to freezing tundra. And she sort of looks out as you're all leaving, just goes, I think this is an adventure I'm going to abstain from for now.
Yeah, you're the smartest. We spent 3 weeks here trudging around. It was not fun.
And save your souls.
And now we're even further north than we were before.
Haven't seen this much snow, so this is a first.
Actually, maybe Ansman should come with us. Because if there's a silent breath, that could be very problematic if there's no
That's
access to...
true.
Yeah.
Because the silent breath, it didn't affect I was about to say Ratavi. It didn't affect Polaris. Like he was fine. Right?
No. Polaris is fine, but he can't
Really
he can't save her.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're best with us.
Which one? I'm gonna go out there.
We won't be out there for too long, hopefully.
You got that big coat now. It'll be good.
We're
If
looking
anything,
for
we'll
an
be-
underground city or something, so I'm sure there's better climate yet ahead.
What if we made the trip on foot until we found the entrance to Lipad, and maybe Polaris can kind of fly above us and just ride with us with Answin, and then when we're going inside to Lipad, we can have him lower back down and bring us Answin, so she's not alone the whole time.
That's not a bad idea. Sure, let's rock with that.
I can stay on the dragon, that's good enough for me.
Should be fine.
Okay. As you're all exiting the dragon, Error sort of rolls up and sort of strikes against whoever's last a little bit. Who's last?
I probably went out first, so not me.
Okay.
Are we just gonna roll for it?
Sure. I'll just roll a d3.
Sure. I'll take one.
Okay. Let's say...
I'll do
Chris is-
2.
Okay, and Jen is 3. 1.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so Riley, as you're sort of exiting, Error just rolls up to you and just strikes your ankles pretty hard.
Ow! Do I take damage?
No, you don't.
Okay.
It's sort of just like you're sort of like your ankle gets knocked out a little bit, but like it's not too bad. Like it stings, but that's about it. Air sort of just like rolls backwards, the eye lens sort of looking at you, and just sort of rotates a little bit in spot, and then sort of focuses in on like a single direction. Just goes,
Where's he pointing?
little. Your direction's pretty good. It's like roughly northeast or so.
Iziro, Which direction are we going?
What direction are we going?
Pulling out your compasses that you got from that lady, whose name I don't remember. You are currently traveling west along the Divider's Range.
So the opposite direction.
Yeah, well, west northwest a little bit, but yeah.
I'll just look at him and say, soon.
You hear just a couple of beeps before soon, and air just rolls off.
Like, in the direction of home?
No, just around the house.
The dragon?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, are you just gonna leave him there?
Leave who there?
Error, look at him. He says his home is over that way.
Should we take him?
Well, not right now.
Maybe, yeah, because last time he escaped the fucking dragon without anyone knowing, and Merrick had to come down and get him.
Yeeted himself out a window.
So we should let him go and follow him?
I mean, maybe somebody can just tuck him in the bag of holding and call it a day, just so we don't have to babysit him.
Get him, Chris.
Okay, I'll put him in the bag of holding.
Yeah, you just stick him in the bag of holding. He looks in. Ooh. Okay. Robot head securely contained in the bag of holding. As you all exit, Polaris takes off with a big plume of snow sort of picking up as he does. Yeah, as Answin sort of just, you see the last remnants of Answin just looking out throughout the window as she just takes off into the air. The snow is pretty thick. The moment Polaris sort of goes up like 60 feet, he's gone. Like, just invisible at this point. Especially as a white dragon, even though he is kind of slightly injured and broken in some places. That sort of white coating just makes him near impossible to spawn this guy, especially in this weather. The apex predators in this area. You killed one. Yeah, like that. As you're sort of just in the snow by yourselves, the only thing around you, just howling winds and biting cold. Yeah, the original body that you found, you don't even see it anymore. The snow's piled up fairly high. But you continue west, sort of just following along the outer face of the Divider's Range. This fairly tall mountain range, sort of just jagged in places from what you can see. Not quite as jagged as the mountain Rotavo was in, but it's a whole ass mountain range. Yeah, and for some of you, the climate shock of being in a desert and a coastal tropical region somewhat, and then suddenly tundra is a little weird to adjust to. But you just keep your head down, hoods up, hats on, ears covered, and just try to bear with the blustering winds as best you can. Travel for an hour or so. Everyone make either perception or investigation checks. Okay. All right. Yeah, so the hour or two you're walking by, you don't see any signs of any bodies. You don't know whether that's because they're buried or there's just no more. But as you're sort of walking along just along the outer face of this mountain, just trying to follow left as much as you can. After the first 2 hours, you have no idea. You may have been lost. You have no clue of if you're even following the right directions or if you lost or missed something along the way. And then Riley, you spot some sort of oddity just sort of jutting out from the actual mountain face itself. It looks like just any other rock, just on a glance, but there's something off about it. Like the color of it is just so ever so slightly not the same color as every other rock face here. Like it just doesn't reflect the same way. Putting it out at 0, you walk up and you investigate it. This is a sort of tactic thieves use to communicate without actually being there. It's a dead drop, more or less, and it's sort of this rock outcropping, like sort of nailed into the actual mountain face itself, but it's fake. It is hollow on the inside as you sort of look for any latch or anything to open it up. It's somewhat frozen shut, but you do find one, picking it at with your dagger, and inside is a full sentence in Thieves' Cant. And just reading it, just translating it into regular ass common, it just says, in very base terms, follow the mountains to the alcove. And that's more or less what this dead drop says, just inscribed on the inside of it.
I will give the directions and head. Where would that be? I don't know what an alcove is.
Just a sort of like built-in section to of a mountain. Built in, but it's almost like been worn out to make like a little pocket into the mountain.
Think like a mini cave.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I will begin traveling and looking for that.
Okay.
Now, if we just hug the wall, we should get there, right?
Probably.
Travel for another hour. You've been out here for about 4 hours now at this point. You're getting cold. The sun is getting down. You're just following the mountains. You don't see any alcoves at the point, and snow has not let up at all. And I look for more signs. With that was fucking rolls. You eventually see more bodies, just frozen. Some are, just sort of like a fetal position, trying to look for any warmth. Some are almost comically placed. Like one is just is sticking its legs out of the snow like a Looney Tunes cartoon, and you have no idea if that's on purpose or not. But looking at these bodies, some of them don't have these The one that's sticking out like a Looney Tunes cartoon has a piece of thieves' cant in between the toes, and it still says left.
We go left.
Another hour. The sun is where it was going down. It has at this point now gone down, and the sun has disappeared from sight. Especially over the mountain range that's sort of towering over you. It seems to just go black way sooner than it should. You all feel vibration in your pockets.
Take out.
All right,
mine.
Answin, let's
Yep.
see what's up.
Yep, it is. There's certainly a heart. Hold up your ears. Hi, just making sure you're not dead. It looks awful out there.
Riley will respond, "Oh, it is absolutely just the worst. But I think we're getting close to our target."
We've seen a silent breath, right?
Yeah, you've seen
Several.
2, I think. Yeah.
So can I just describe that to Anderson? Be like, if you see this coming, let us know immediately, and we need to instantly put up a hut.
Anson sends the last message of her day. It's kind of looking all the same out here, to be honest, but I'll try to look for it.
Okay, that was her last message of the day.
Oh no.
It's fine, the day's about to end.
This is true. Yeah, you're currently at this point walking in pitch black. You guys continue on for a little bit longer, or if you can set up camp, it's up to you.
We should probably camp.
Yeah, just to play it safe, make sure Answin's alright.
Okay. Do we want to go up there to the dragon?
We could just call Polaris down now.
Yeah. If there's room for him to land, yeah.
Yeah, lots of room for him to land. There's to the south of you is just plain white fields.
I see.
Alright, I'll send to Polaris and be like, alright, come on down. We need to set up camp.
You get back. Understood. Descending now. As it doesn't take too very long, minute or so, Polaris almost terrifyingly just erupts from the middle of a storm and just appears. Like, it's one moment it's just snow, the other it's dragon. Like, you can yeah, you could definitely see how white dragons in this weather are fucking terrifying.
So glad Ratavi never pulled that shit on us.
You guys are rolling pretty good in your stealth checks. But yeah, at Polaris lands, the doors, the stairs descend. You guys hop in, and it is nice and cozy to an extent. Better than outside, for sure. Okay. As you all bed down for the night, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. Sleeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Get my fucking stuff back. Finally.
Yeah, you can sleep for a while. Anything you'd like to accomplish of the night? If not, we can continue on.
I'm gonna unattune the cloak of Manta Ray and get the boots of Blink Black boots back.
Okay. Good call.
I'm gonna also send to Claudine with the sending stone to be like, we're like maybe a day or two away from Light Patch. Is there anything you want us to do?
You get back, even though it's like 3 o'clock in the morning when you send it, Claudia doesn't sound at least a bit tired. You get back just in a normal Claudian voice. You just hear back. I would avoid the Rexons as much as I could, but if not, tell them a payment is coming.
Alright.
All right. But the day comes, the sun rises as much as it can. As you all exit out for another day of travel. All right. Oops. Whoops. Someone roll a d4 for me.
Not it.
Not it.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
Confidence, baby.
Okay. As you all exit out to the dragon, Polaris kicks up again, disappearing into the snow. This weather, much like the entirety of Even Thing, has not changed. Just trudging through the snow, you do manage to move 1 pip. Going for another hour, 2 hours, looking for signs. You still see some, and you still see some bodies. You see more dead drops that say the exact same thing, but more bodies that still just say Just keep saying left. Yep. Traveling through the snow. The yeah, the sun hidden behind a just blanket of very snowy clouds. Still very cold as the ice begins to collect on your face, your clothing, any extremity that is just caught in the blizzard. Trudging along, keeping your head down, staring at the snow around your boots, you just press on. And the whipping strong winds comes along, chills your bones to the core, causing you to bundle up more. Another strong wind. It feels like it freezes your whole body, except the wind doesn't stop. The constant, pervasive breeze that just makes your body feel sluggish when you push your feet through the snow. You notice the periphery of your visions darkens with a strange, inky black that does not go away with shifting your gaze around. Like someone's injected ink directly into your eyes. The sky above turns into this deep red, and the clouds start speeding up, turning black in color.
A blood moon.
As if the whole world begins to darken. When you look around at the snow at your feet, a crimson liquid begins to seep through from underneath you, just leaving large puddles of this viscous, blood-like fluid and just pockets surrounding you. And this low, humming drone begins to fill the air around you. From behind you, yet also from the inside of your heads, you hear a voice echo through your ears. Approach.
I approach.
Is this at all reminiscent of the voice that was talking to us, like the buckhead?
I also approach with Chris cautiously.
And turning around, you see right in the middle of the path you had carved out where you just walked, a large wooden pole. Upon it is the upper body of a man, lashed by the arms around it, contorting its limbs around the pole in a very grotesque, brutal manner, covered in cuts, scrapes, bruises. The torso hangs from the pole with the lower body entirely missing, the guts and entrails left to just sway in the breeze. And atop lies not the head of a man, but that of a buck's, half rotted and black with decay, its antlers laden with blood and viscera. We will not meet again until the truth reveals itself once more. Thus, the truth has been revealed, the secret lost to the ages of the void uncovered, the enemy that lay beneath the false history begins to move again unseen. Chosen, I offer secrets once more. You all hear the voice echo within your head, pushing you all to the point of nausea, like your stomach is churning and pushing itself up to your throat. What'd you like to do?
I'm gonna slit my finger and let the blood flow. Alright, Mr. Secrets. Let's see what you got this time.
You have given me blood. I have given you secrets. I seek blood once more. But not blood that I have, not in my wares. I have your blood. Your blood is my wares. I seek blood that does not exist in this world. Blood that should not exist in this world. I seek the blood of the spirit, the blood that fuels not flesh but soul. I seek the blood of the stars, You carry that blood. You carry the secrets it contains. You cannot see the secrets, the bloodlines that traces back to ages it's seen. I can see into the blood, the history, the memories, all that it connects. Connect me to the lineage of the stars. Offer me the blood that is to become the key that unlocks the void. Give unto me that which will uncover secrets beyond my secrets.
I'm gonna take. I have some items in my bag. I'm gonna take out. It says 1 red vial. I got this from the cave in I forgot the city that the town that Chris is from, and we raided that whole meat cave thing that was there. And then I have 2. It just says 2 robot squid vials. I'm gonna take out all 3 and see if I get any reaction.
Okay. Yeah, you offer up all 3 vials. Those fluid you extracted from those robotic squids, you sort of open up all 3 vials. The only one that takes is that red vial that you got from the meat cave. As the liquid begins to seep out on its own, coagulating into a ball before being floated towards the buck's mouth. It just disappears into the mouth of the buck, eating it, presumably. Though something is different from the last time you did this. The black clouds above you just stop moving entirely. The drone stops. It is dead silent as the torso hangs there. Very suddenly, with no buildup whatsoever, the buck's head begins to convulse and vibrate. Its body begins to contort and shake like it's having a seizure. Darkened black blood begins to seep from its eyes, the nose, the mouth. As it convulses, it flings a liquid all around itself, indiscriminately. Just as suddenly, the convulsing stops. The buck's head hangs limply on the torso's shoulders, unmoving. Without movement, the clouds begin their unnaturally swift journey across the sky, and that low drone begins to pick up again. A great secret reveals itself. A dangerous secret even beyond my secrets. Yet a valuable secret worth a price. A secret paid by and sold to those that aim to strike at the stars themselves. The red blood of the stars, created through the souls of billions, billions of lost secrets, billions of lost lifetimes, billions of screaming civilizations across billions of worlds, stripped of all that makes up an individual, condensed into the perfect pragmatic mixture. Fuel for ships, fire for weapons, feed for armies, life for soldiers. The invader, the plague maker, the void star. It consumes worlds, annexes what is useful, converting what is not into its mixture, to continue its baneful spread. It corrupts, twists, manipulates all aspects of life. Existence, a weapon for it to wield. Life, a tool for it to mold. It has no motives, no morals. It is a virus that consumes worlds, for that is its nature. The world but another meal for the Void Star. The upper body shudders softly for a few moments in silence. Then, without any perceptible movement or motion, the body on the pole in a very snappy jump scare like manner begins to just violently shake, vibrate uncontrollably. You see that black blood seep from its eyes and mouth in huge quantities as before. A sudden and blood curdling scream just pierces your ears directly into your mind. And you can also see that from its beaten and mangled flesh, a few inch long crystals of black glass jutting through its skin, a few larger crystals about a foot long spiked through the rotted buck's head, with the black glass beginning to almost crystallize around the antlers. It's strange. As the body is screaming and shaking on the pole, you can also see that the head looks in different directions in its anguish. Sometimes another head would appear and look in a different direction. Not in the sense that it's creating another head on its body, but it looks like the head impossibly occupies the same space, phasing in and out of itself. The head creates more heads and more heads until it becomes an impossible amount of wailing and decayed buck's head is occupying the same body, the same space, the same point in time and being. And just as suddenly as it started, the horrific visual display that just happened snaps back to its original position with the half body, the head calmly dangling from a wooden pole, black blood streaming from its eyes. No marks, no evidence of the crystals anywhere on its body. The voice pervades your senses again in its cold whisper. The Void Star's unknowable secret is it exists infinitely, everywhere, yet can only exist once. Its greatest secret is its greatest weakness. Does a thing exist when one does not see it? One need only witness to make it exist. The window to the world is the cage of the Void Star. A cage it cannot escape as long as there exists even one witness to its form. For the Void Star, one has become two. It exists and does not in the same instance, locked in a single existence, a single fixed point in time and space, bound to us until we are blinded, unable to see the dormant void. The Void Star does not exist as long as there are witnesses. Yet when there is nothing to witness, it is free to become. One has become two. When one becomes one, one will again become infinity. The void will return if there exists no witness. Its secret understood. The corpse sways in the breeze, a long silence hanging over the moment. That sudden jump scare screaming happens again, the crystalline spikes jutting through its bones and flesh, the infinite heads beginning to cry out. Only for a moment, until the scene returns back to the hanging, bleeding, mangled body. A secret begets another secret. The Void Star's secret will become clear on the island. The island that exists infinitely, yet can only exist once. Like an echo of the Void Star. The island is bound to the Void Star. A fragment of it exists on the island, kept bound by a martyred soul, witnessed by its inhabitants. There exists times when not a single soul does not or cannot witness the Void Star in the sky, yet the void does not return. The island is the reason why. The island has become a witness that keeps one from becoming one. The island, its prison, its inhabitants, its warden. So long as the island exists, the one will always be two. the Void Star kept forever in its cage. The thralls of the Void Star search for the island to destroy it, blind it from witnessing, to free the Void Star from its existential bonds. The island cannot be found without a guide. The constant is this guide. The travels of the island, like an incomplete equation, random, unpredictable, variable. The thralls of the Void Star search for the constant. With the constant in hand, the random chance removed, the travels foretold, its variables solved. The blackened clouds begin to slow to a normal pace. The blood begins to drain back into the snow. The drone begins to fade. The island must remain. It contains the sight needed to keep the world from going blind. The island is the lock that keeps the void from returning. The constant is the key. The key must not be found by the stars. The island is a secret that should be kept a secret. You have uncovered secrets even beyond my secrets. It is you, the tools of forgotten gods, unwilling, willing or not. You carry the power to rattle this world, rend the stars themselves. Do with your power as you will. Keep your secrets, share your secrets. The void beckons itself back, and its eye opens for us all, whether witness or not. The inky black that has persisted around your periphery consumes your whole vision, turning you blind for a moment. When your vision returns, the cold begins to subside a bit as the white snow below you blows to and fro with wispy whirlwinds across the surface of the tundra you find yourself in. The body gone, with no trace of it being there except for a single bloody pole left in the frozen plains of Thane once more.
So, any guesses as to what that meant?
Well, the island is the thing that I'm curious to look for, because we already know who the prisoner is on that island.
Novos.
Yeah.
So that would mean Thane is the island.
No.
The one that keeps on moving.
This is why I'm not a historian. I can't get me facts straight. So Novos, prisoner on an island that exists and doesn't.
It's a hidden island. But from what this Buckhead was telling us is that it seems to be a key to allowing the invaders to basically win. So if the invaders find it before us, then they have a lot of power then.
Hmm. Does that make it our responsibility to find the island then? Or do we do nothing?
We can't do nothing.
definitely can't do nothing.
I'm wondering now if she's even a prisoner.
Well, I've tried contacting her. She doesn't respond. I'll try again, I suppose. I'll cast Sending to Rosari Novos, and I'll say, have you been witnessing this whole time? Send.
Sending doesn't find a target.
Nothing to latch onto.
Perhaps this island is Error's home.
Do you mean that Thane is the Void Star?
No, we probably can't see it because of the clouds, but last time Arrow was going towards the moon.
Maybe it just looks like the surface? So hold on. If we assume the moon is the Void Star, and we all bear witness to it, it can't do whatever it wants. And for the past how many thousands of years it's been since it came to be, it's been dormant. But now it stirs? I'm confused. I thought because there were witnesses it couldn't do anything.
I think that's why they're trying to wipe out the population on this planet.
The island is the key.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Looking for it.
the main force can't do anything. But the remnants that were left behind, they can do something about it.
Yeah, so they're trying to find this island. Because something on it awakens the Void Star.
Can I say something that's probably obvious? It's the... Where's Gary from?
Narset?
Is that not a hidden island?
That's not an island. That's like a peninsula leading into like a mini continent.
Okay.
The vision I saw was a smaller island, right? From when I put my hand on the obelisk.
Yeah, it was a smaller island, yeah.
And a woman was trapped in an obelisk on that island.
Simon, I've seen Rosario Novos, right? In the vision with Elena.
In a form, yeah.
Okay.
Do you think maybe any of the other First Fire are still alive? Well, Airlock certainly isn't.
That's what I reckon. I think once we had the conversation with Maharal, she spoke of a elven druid in the First Fire who was trying to find some way to use her magic to combine her life and her essence with nature itself. She said this when I brought up the flowers that are speaking to us through animals.
That one. You know what? Hold on. If there's any wildlife around, a wolf perhaps? Maybe a squirrel? Anything else that could take hold here? Did you see that? The buckhead, that is. The secrets man.
Who are you talking to?
He's looking around for wildlife.
With your passive ass perception, look around you and like however long you see no animals.
Reaching to nothing then.
Perhaps Thulvril knows. Maybe there's something with them.
Alright, well, I'll give it a shot. Sending to Thruvril.
Can we walk and talk? Like, can we
Yeah.
treble still as we walk. I'll try to
Just
lead
walking.
the way.
Yeah, don't mind me. This is all in my head anyway.
Walking to the west, you see just that the bloodied pole that corpse was wrapped around just disappear into the white, opaque screen of snow as you're just continuing west, onward to more present issues, while just thinking on that little nugget of knowledge you just got dropped with, or cryptic knowledge. Sending to Thulvril. One of the first fire described in a book. Just sending that out into the world.
No, I'm gonna
Don't-
send. Hey, are you alive?
Yeah, just hoping for the sending to latch onto something. It finds no target.
Okay, that one's also a bust. Were there other first fire names? What was in that?
Daxian.
Alright, we'll give this one a shot as well. To Nico Daxian. Do you yet persist? We've come to pick up where you left off. We need information. Send.
Look at the fucking wording of sending to see what exactly the target can be.
To be fair, I don't know that they're an ally. I don't know how much information I would give them.
You're familiar. What do you know about the...
We know everything that was in the notes we found. And the like journals and the stuff from Silnia.
Okay. Yeah, just sending that onto the world. A response.
But it did pick up on something.
Yeah, just like sending it out before the other spells were just like, couldn't find anything. There's something to this.
We got a hit. They're not responding.
Although, Thulvril, in the book, I remember, it said skeletal remains were found in his laboratory. His laboratory is in Calbay.
Interesting.
Right, continuing on.
Yeah.
How much longer do we got? Okay. Yeah, continuing on for next hour. 2 hours. 3. Just seeing more bodies, more dead drops, just more signs all saying left. Continue along the mountain, find the alcove. And after a number of hours marching, just eating whatever rations you have, Janna's good berries or whatnot, eventually night comes to a close. As you just head down, marching.
You said we found the alcove, or we're still on their way there?
You just continue on the mountains, and then the just continuing along the mountains, still finding signs, still seeing the same sort of dead drops, and still same sort of just like thieves' cant symbols, all pointing to the same direction, all saying left. But the night falls, and we're still continuing. Cool. I'm assuming pick a calling Polaris come down and pick you up again.
Yep.
All right. As that happens, Polaris comes down in a big plume of cloud, picks you up. You all shake yourselves off, shower, warm shower, and pick up for the next day unless you have something you want to do tonight.
I'm gonna send it one more time to Nico Doxian. What? How do I want to word this? I know you can hear me. These matters are of grave importance. There's still missing keys we have yet to find. Send.
As you send the sending, the day before it tickled something. Today your spell just fades into the ether.
Bastard. Ran away.
I have a general question.
Sure.
For the relaying rocks, you have to speak like directly into them, right?
Yeah, it's like a walkie-talkie.
Okay. Yeah, it's not like I hold down the button and someone across the room, you know, like you can get them in a gotcha situation. Yeah. Understood.
Yeah, so like it's whoever's talking into the thing. That's pretty much the only things you hear. Yeah.
Close. Okay. Yep.
You have to be close. Yeah, and then the only people that can hear it is whoever holds it up to their ears. Okay. But continuing on. Yeah, as you just continue along the mountain range, another couple hours, 3, 4 hours, the snow never letting up even a single minute. And some of you gotten used to this, especially traveling for a couple weeks on behalf of the Arbiter. Perhaps some of you haven't. But as you come across a section of mountain that's sort of almost dome-shaped a little bit, like the actual opening itself, like it's sort of narrows into this single point. The signs on the bodies stop saying left, and instead they have the symbol for ahead.
As in, forward.
Just following the trail of broken, dead, deceased bodies, with the thieves' cant just found in various positions on the body. You just following them ahead, finding the body ahead as the mountains begin to slowly narrow into a single point. Before you could only see one section of the mountains. Now you can see the other half of the mountains as it just slowly closes in and just gets closer and closer until eventually you come to this sort of dead end.
Dead end, What are the likelihoods it's being, obscured by some sort of magic?
Can I activate Eye of Truth?
Yeah, as you pop Eye of Truth. Yeah, you see the mountains around you. The snow obscures your vision still, but you can pick up all these little details that you're sort of looking for. You see the mountains come to a point. There is a 4-foot tall opening, illusionarily hidden in the mountain ahead of you in that dead end. And inside you can see a fairly long corridor, just made of ice and rock.
If I turn around away from the direction of that corridor, I just want to like make one final scan of the surroundings, that no one's watching us and no one's like nearby at all.
Make a perception check.
Oh wait, I get advantage because
Yes, you do. Looking around, you see the blizzard around you. You see your friends and you see the pores on your friends. That's how detailed your vision is in this little bubble around you.
I'm just gonna, knowing that my vision is ass, I'm just gonna whisper to Riley, or I'll cast message to Riley, and I'll just ask him just one time. Can you check to see if we're alone? We're good.
Sure, that's a good idea, actually. Yoink.
Yeah, looking around, you can't rely on sight here. You have to rely on all your other senses. You're trying to feel for vibration. You're trying to listen for anything beyond the howling wind. You're trying to smell anything that's carried on the scent or carried on the wind. Just focusing for a minute. Don't sense anything around you.
I'll turn to Zero. Gave it my best shot. I got nothing. That's probably good news.
All right, I will give a little head nod, like follow me, and I will head towards the little entrance.
Alright. Following.
As Zero just ducks in and disappears into the mountain itself. No resistance. Okay.
As I'm going in, I'm just gonna cast message to Riley and just say, "Watch your head."
Oh, it's funny because I'm taller than you. Alright. Yeah, he'll like feel around, duck down.
Okay. Yeah, as you duck down, Jen, that's not even an issue. That's just a door for you. You walk in and you see a hallway, or a corridor, more like, with little slots, sort of horizontally carved into the sides. 2 rows of them, one sort of around the midpoint as the corridor heightens up into about a 7-foot tall corridor. Not very wide still. It's only like 3-4 feet wide. But there's 2 sets of slots just carved into the sides here. One around the waist, the midpoint halfway through, and one just slightly above that around where eye level would be for most people. And for the rest of you with dark vision, you look down the corridor, you see darkness, just pure darkness. It just however long this corridor goes, it goes beyond your dark vision range. Zero, with your supreme night vision, you see that the corridor continues on a little bit further, then it sort of winds to the right a little bit. But just continuing on.
Yes, can I investigate those little, what did you say they were? Slots?
They're just slots carved into the sort of sides, on both sides of you. They're very equally spaced.
Can I investigate those to see if it's a trap or something?
Make an investigation check. Make an investigation check. The rest of you don't see this. So you can look in, you can see the other side. You can see the wall perfectly fine. Just like it looks like there's like a walking space on the other side of this, on the other side of the slot. Like there's a hollow space on the other side that's you can look in through. The rest of you can look in, you see nothing. Zero, you see with your eye of truth, a person that is wearing a hood just staring at you. Just like a human woman, just you see in her hands like a crossbow, and she's just wearing this hood. It sort of looks awesome, actually. It looks like it's like one of those transparent raincoats, but it's just like constantly shimmering.
Mhm.
And she's just wearing it, and she's looking at you like directly in your eyes. You make eye contact, and she doesn't react.
Okay. I'm assuming she's just here to fuck anybody up, but I will stand up correctly and I will cast message. I will pause for a moment and cast message to all 3 of my companions and let them know there's somebody armed behind this wall. I think she's just a watchman. We'll just watch her step.
Okay.
She wasn't pointing it at me, right? She just had it.
You just had it.
Okay. Just
fingers on the trigger, but she has it.
I will just politely just keep going deeper into the hall.
Okay. Yeah. As just continue deeper, just slowly. Are you stealthing or just going?
I would like to stealth.
Okay. Make a stealth check. Okay. Yeah, fairly good. So as you're trying to stealth forward, you're stealthing. You're doing everything you can. But it feels like for whatever reason in this corridor, like your footfalls, despite you being extremely careful, despite you know how to sneak, especially on rough terrain, hard terrain like this where boots would clack, no matter how your foot falls, it feels like it makes way more sound than it should. And like you can still hear your friend's footsteps, and they echo all the way down. But even your footfalls, even as you're trying to stealth, it just feels like something. It's like amplifying it. And as you're just sort of stealthing, trying to keep careful, you see that person that was that woman at the entrance just slowly following you, and you don't hear anything from the other side of the wall.
What do you mean I can see her slowly following us?
Like the slots continue all the way down the hallway.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. I thought it was just like 1, 2, 3.
No, the slots continue all the way down the hallway.
Okay.
And you can look back and you can see that shimmering and like her eyes just looking at you. And like she's just walking normally, you don't hear anything. You look to your left where there also slots, you see just someone that's directly in front of you, just staring at you too, wearing the same shimmering hood.
Okay. And you said if the others look into the slot, it's a black just darkness.
They can look in, they can see the other side of the wall, just fine. They don't see anybody though.
Oh, I see. I will continue forward, trying to not look suspicious, I guess.
As you continue forward, you just walk minutes, 2 minutes. The hallway winds to the right a little bit, just sort of slowly curving, and it sort of curves to the left, and it just sort of meanders through for the first like couple of hundreds of feet here. But eventually, you do just hit a door. It is just a solid metal door, just perfectly just normal door. And there is a slot at the top. You can look in and you see there are 4 people that are in those walls. And just trying to look in, you can see they are armed with guns. And they're just at the door.
Like bouncers standing in front of it, or what?
The door is just a solid door. No one in front of it. But there's 4 people on either side that are just inside the walls through the slots. Just nearby the door.
How big are these slots? Like how?
They're probably like 2 inches in height, but then they're probably like 10 inches in length. And they're just horizontally spaced in between. Like all the way down.
And they're at eye level?
There's some at eye level and there's some around the midpoint.
Okay. I will just continue to the door, I guess.
Okay. Alright, what are the rest of you guys doing? Just following along?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, now you just get up to the door. It's just a door. No one opens it. There's still that eye slot at the top, but yeah. You just walk up to the door.
Damn it. I remember what like I have to say to them. I don't remember if there's anything I'm supposed to do before this. Shit.
Can
I
I
need to
cast
go back.
knock on the door?
Please don't. I choked on my water when you said that. Please don't.
I'm gonna guess knock on the door.
He has to first touch the door, right? Like he has to knock on it.
I think
Something
I
like
have
that.
a range. Wait, never mind. I don't think I have that. Wait, I do have it prepared. Yeah, I can be 60 feet from it.
Dude.
That feels broken.
I'll cast knock on it.
Okay. All right. As you cast knock on the door, suddenly this loud pinging sound just reverberates all the way down the hallway. Um, uh, the 4 people on either side, and plus the ones that were sort of keeping watch, have joined them. So five people on either side total, 10 total. You don't hear anything, but you can see them all. Zero. You can see them all shove the rifles through this middle slot and are pointing at you, like the rest of you. As the door just slowly creaks open.
I'm gonna. Sorry, go ahead.
What's that?
No, I was just gonna say I'm gonna turn around and just glare really fucking hard at Chris.
What? He got the door open. Is there something wrong with that?
The door opens slowly, and then on the other side you see a fairly large, like almost absurdly large orcish gentleman. Sort of hair is just thinning and gray, fairly old. The tusks around his mouth have broken off, and he's replaced them with solid iron teeth. And he's just covered. He's one big scab. He's covered in scar tissues. And he's just waiting at the door, armed with 2 blunderbusses, just pointing down the hallway. And you see also 4 other people on the other side, likewise armed with guns, all just pointing down the hallway on the other side of this door. On the other side, you can see there is like a town, but it is blockaded by this 8-foot tall orc, dual wielding blunderbusses, and 4 other people with rifles on the other side.
I'm just gonna put my hands up to show I'm not armed, and just look apologetically at the orc.
The orc sort of leans down and sort of presses the end, the muzzle of the blunderbuss just up against your cheek, Zero. You can look down it with your dark vision. It's loaded. And you just hear this deep, gruff voice. What are you doing here?
I am just gonna keep eye contact with him and just softly say whatever I want.
The orc sort of just looks to either side of the slot and back a little bit. The blunderbuss still kept the scattergun kept up against your cheek. Who can you trust here?
The blade at my side.
The eyes narrow a little bit as the fingers on the trigger. Who rules here?
The coin in my pouch. I think Zero's like starting to smile a little bit, like trying not to laugh, but I think cracking a little bit of a smile, as they say the last part.
The scattergun's still kept up at your face as his glare just narrows at you a little bit. As he sort of pulls back the hammer of the gun and then uncocks it and just sighs heavily. It's been ages since I've shot this thing. And just walks back to the door and just stands up to the side. The guys with the rifles on the other side of the slots just retreat and just look at each other weird.
Dude.
Yeah, but the entrance to the city is yours to take.
We enter, I guess.
Okay. You enter, you pass by the orc, who has just laid both scatterguns to the side and just continues eating like this whole like leg of turkey that he just left to the side. The other 4 people on the other side with rifles just also likewise just part for you guys to enter. Still keeping an eye. The orc has completely stopped paying attention to you. But walking inside, it's not beautiful. Looking in, there is a ramshackle, just wooden stone city. It's only lit very dimly by these sort of spikes that have been just staked into the walls themselves. That sort of have this blue crystal on the end of it, and they sort of just glow very brightly. You see those throughout the town, but you see buildings not of any particular style or architecture, just buildings, just square, utilitarian. Almost all of them have some sort of hole or like rupture punched into them. The ceiling of this place itself isn't exceedingly high. It only goes back up like 100 feet, 200 feet or so. It's not a Tetscat. There is a central ice and rock pillar that's seemingly in the center of the town itself, or at least close to it. And it's fairly flat. There's not a whole lot of elevation. It smells awful in here, and you see just as you're walking through the town, there's no cobblestones really. There's no real infrastructure. You've passed a couple dead bodies on the way in here. Some stabbed. One just has the head completely missing. But you see the people you do see here are filthy, rag covered, and all looking at you like you're fresh meat. Some of them have some of them are armed with knives, swords. Some of them have guns themselves. Some of them are just looking inquisitively. Some look like they're spellcasters, and they're all just wondering who these people are that just rolled in. As you don't really give off a criminal vibe. It's not most of you. As you sort of march down I guess I can take you to the fucking map now. Huh? It's mostly blacked out. You haven't explored most of it. You're sort of marching down. You see building after building. Most of them don't rise above 2 floors. Some of them have signs. Some of them have signs that have been defaced. Some of them have bodies hanging outside them by the neck, just left there to rot. You see a couple of kids just poking at some of these bodies with sticks. Some of them just rummaging through the pockets, just like kids 7 or 8. This is just every day. As you wander in a strange, strangers in a strange place, just trying to find your bearings in this city, this den of iniquity that you found yourself in. All right. That's where we'll stop for tonight.
Mm-hmm. GG's.